Oh, you know what? I can do the intro on here, can't I?
Do it.
You may take a break, not us. We never take a break. We're always on. PPRNradio.net. Music 24/7. He's not your average radio guy. In fact, he's not even average. He's not even worth listening to. The Peter Pinho Show on PPRNradio.net.
Hey! Yellow. Yep. Yep.
The Peter Pinho Show on PPRNradio.net.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
The Peter Pinho Show on PPRNradio.net.
A very blunt person, unfortunately.
It's not hard enough.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's going on? Hi, Boo. We have a lot to get to. Are you frozen?
Nah, he's just stoned.
No, he's frozen.
Oh no, did we lose Bo?
We lost the Boo.
That was quick. God damn it.
That's the whole. That's the whole show with Boo.
Yeah.
Boo toot,
Yeah.
boo toot. Is he reconnecting?
I don't know. Maybe we should conduct a poll.
Oh,
Shots
that's
fired.
Boo. Did you hear that?
Okay.
Hey, there he is. Welcome back.
I think
Boo.
Michael's upset about your poll.
Oh,
He did come to the show a little upset.
you have a couch. You know what you can do with it. Oh.
Well, for those of you that don't know, Michael earlier in the week said that he may not be able to make it to the show on the PPRN staff threat that we have going on. So I created a poll. Will Michael Mancinelli make it to Wednesday's show? And I thought that was fucking hilarious.
It was like a fucking gauntlet, man. You like threw the glove down. You're like, yep. See.
That's when they're playing with you like that, Michael. You know they love you.
That's right.
Especially if Boo's playing with you. You know it's got to be fucking. Boo don't play with nobody. So Boo,
Ooh, gonna make me switch to Tuesdays.
so Boo.
I thought you were Mike every day.
I'm always somewhere.
So the I'm having a meeting on Friday for the TV thing, which which means there's a green flag behind us. So how do we incorporate Boo? No, not here.
I know. I'm kidding.
I'm like, what are we talking about? You mean a green screen?
Green screen. How do we incorporate Boo into the green screen?
I think we need some effects.
we make him the green screen.
Well, because the show, here's what I'm thinking. If we do the TV show, I'm going to incorporate Street Pete stuff live,
Oh, that's
but I'm going to
rad.
find someone to do what I do.
Yeah.
And then we can have the green screen with them being outside.
Man on the street kind of
Well,
thing.
does it have to be a green screen?
Well, that's what they have at the studios is a green screen.
That means I can't wear my green outfits.
Really,
anymore.
really saves on production costs.
But the
the point
green
thing.
screen is can reflect whatever we have on the monitor, right, Mike? You know more
You
about
can
this.
set,
stuff.
yeah, you can set it to. I mean, depends on how it's built, but yeah, you probably can set it up.
So
like,
he can be on the green screen, right?
like you've seen the show Tosh.0.
Yeah.
That's green screen.
That's all green screen?
Yeah.
So he can be half screen and we can do if we do live
I,
stuff.
I really think you ought to do it and make him Zordon.
That'd be rad.
Put an outfit on.
Now you just got to put his face inside this like white tube. We can build this effect. I'm sure they can do it.
But what I want to do is with the
I call Green Ranger.
the whole night.
I don't know if that's going to be applicable. You're going to be kind of invisible.
the
I'm
whole
okay with it.
the whole night thing. I want to make it more of like a not like a Tonight Show. I don't want to do that kind of premise, but I want to do more interaction stuff with it.
Yeah. I like
You
this.
know?
I think that's cool.
Yeah. And then like if there's people playing out on Wednesday night, we can camera in on them.
Cool.
You know, like you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it will be live. Got to come up with some
So you-
ideas on what to do with this show because I don't want to
Camera
just bring
in.
this boring, not boring, but this format entirely. You know what I mean?
Reinvent the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely more of a radio format. Yeah.
Right.
I like it. I think it's cool. I like everything we're talking about.
Imagine Boo on TV behind us, like the CNN things.
Like a creepy Uncle Phil.
The weather boo.
The weather Boo. Boo behind us, like
Cool.
you know what we should do is give him a diner hat and a spatula and say, pick up. You can do an old living color bit. Pick up.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Homie, don't play that.
I was just gonna do homie, don't play that. God damn it.
Boo's Diner.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it real fast, real quick, because we know you're leaving. Wendy Williams.
Dun, dun,
Wendy
dun.
Williams.
I'm going to give you my impression. Hold on. I'm going to give you not my impression, my synopsis of the whole thing. First of all, Mike and I,
Pedo vision.
Mike and I being ex-offenders, we know it's too soon for her to be on TV. I don't know if Mike agrees, but I do. All right. First of all, it's too soon for her to be on TV. Second, she's a whiny little bitch because everything that she used to talk about people about is happening to her and she can't handle it. So what she do? She go back to the hospital because she couldn't handle it. Now, man, daddy got a baby by another baby mama, right? And all of a sudden,
Mhm.
she can't handle that. But when it was happening to Jesse Jackson or whoever else had a baby mama by somebody else, she was all over him. You know what I mean? So I think Wendy's getting a big spoonful of karma fed to her, like castor oil on the fucking Little Rascals. Remember that scene?
I do.
Okay. So what do you think?
Well, okay. Let's give the people at home a little bit of background of what's happened this past week. This past weekend, it's been reported that Sharina Johnson, I think is her last name. She's Kevin Hunter's side piece, and she apparently gave birth to a baby girl over the weekend. And Wendy had heard about this, and it sent her to on a spiral. She left the sober house, and she was. Page 6 is alleging that she was walking around the streets of New York drunk. Now they found her. They found her and took her to the hospital, where they pumped her full of. They put her on an IV, and apparently there's some sort of stuff that you can give somebody that will sober them up really quickly. I don't know what it is, but apparently you can get it done via IV injection instead of coffee and raw eggs the next morning or whatever people do to sober up. She sobered up really quickly, and she was able to do Tuesday's show. I do not know if I have not heard that she has addressed any of it on the show. If she would have done it, she would have done it today. If she has addressed any of it on air, it would have been all over the news had she addressed it today, and I haven't seen anything about it. So I'm assuming that she did not, but I'll check on that. And that's that's the latest on Wendy Williams. And yes, I do agree with you that karma is biting her in the ass. I really do, because of some of the downright awful things that she has said about other people. This could all go away if she did one of two things. If she talked about it openly and honestly on the air, it would go away. And it would also go away if she left Kevin Hunter and then talked about it on the air. But either way, she has to talk about it on the air. Whether it's her saying that her and Kevin are going through marriage counseling, and families come in all shapes and sizes, and we're going to work this out, or her going on air and saying, I'm leaving the cheating bastard and this is what's going on. Either way, she does have to. It would be in her best interest to speak about it on the air, just to at least save face, because, like I said, she has done some really, really nasty things to people over the air over the years. So that's my take on it.
Have you guys been following it?
Just what I've been seeing on our thread.
The problem is she's been. So she's a big shit talker. You know what I mean?
I'm vaguely aware of her and what she does.
Oh, Wendy Williams?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my biggest exposure is the clips that Boo shared.
Same.
She's a bougie TMZ, basically.
Oh, okay.
She's TMZ, but she's more bougier about it, and she's more trifling about it. She's more like in your face. I'm gonna fucking ruin your life about it. Type.
Gotcha.
Like she'll be like, "Oh, girl, look what he did." Type. You know what I mean? Like TMZ will just report what they find.
She's like a glorified YouTube.
Yeah, she emphasizes
columnist.
everything, and she makes it seem worse than it is. Like, oh my god, you seen Caitlyn Jenner was sucking dick behind the Walmart? Oh, good. You know what I mean? Like, and now all of a sudden it's happening to her. And then she runs to the crutch, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's give her a break because she's a drug addict, drunk, and no one needs to make fun of the drug addict drunk."
Yeah.
That also makes me wonder if she really is a drug addict drunk and she's not just saying that. Because I told you the other day, it's too soon for her to be out and about in the public. If she was a full blown whatever she was coming out of that kind of rehab, that intensive a rehab that fast. Because that rehab would have been like, listen, you don't need to be on TV for a good year or two.
She's got a brand and a product, man. And I feel like she's under the pressure that if she takes too much time off, that dies. So I mean, she's got her business and her brand to think about.
Right, but she's also got her health. Without her health, if she relapses and goes bad, she's going to lose her brand regardless. So is it good to lose it on a good note, or is it good to lose it on a bad note? Because
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying
I would do the same thing she does.
Semi understandable.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you. I would do the same thing she was if I was a drug addict and if I was gonna lose whatever I had, I'd be like, I gotta get back to work.
Well, how many stories of rock and rolls, stars,
Right.
men,
Motley Crue,
being pumped full of drugs and popped up on stage.
Well, we all can't live like what's his name, Keith Richards.
Well, and that's the thing. And the other thing is that Wendy has been very open about her cocaine addiction in the past. Well, she stopped using cocaine and never missed a day of work. Back, when she first, decided to stop, she stopped cold turkey and never missed a day of work. So I think she is trying to do the same thing this time. And so far, she hasn't lost a day of work. So there you go. I don't see for the long run her being able to sustain this kind of activity because she left the sober house and as Page 6 reported, she was walking around the streets of New York drunk, and that's where they found her. So it's very clear that she wouldn't be able to sustain whatever she's doing right now because she's barely holding on by a thread right now. So, yes, you're right that it is too soon for her to be back on the air. But like I said last week, if she left, then she'd come back to the Nick Cannon show or the Sherry Shepherd show. So
would they have her?
No, I think he's implying that she'd no longer have her slot.
Oh,
Right.
They would go back to that show. Okay. If they went back to Nick Cannon, they're stupid. Didn't work the first time.
Well, I like Sherry Shepherd. I thought she was real. I mean, she's cut her chaps on The View, or she cut her teeth on The View, and I think she was really, really great as a host on the show. So I would hope that if they were going to cancel Wendy's show, that putting Sherry Shepherd in that slot would actually make a lot of sense. So,
And
I didn't really like Nick Cannon when he guest hosted for those few days. I didn't think that he was really good at it.
all right. Any thoughts, anybody?
Well, I kind of like what you were saying before, a little bit about how I mean, I don't think she's faking the whole thing, but I do wonder if maybe she, for the sake of publicity, is what's the word I'm looking for? Putting a little like extra emphasis on it. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, like it's not as bad as she's making it out to be. But
I'm sorry to fucking clickety clack.
No worries. No worries.
The dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like because when we first saw that first video where she
I called it, didn't I? I mean, didn't I call it? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's too soon.
Mm.
And I'm not trying to say,
No.
I know this shit.
Mhm.
I don't know about Mike, but I've lived this shit. I
Yeah.
know it's too fucking soon for me to fucking go back to work. Either I'm going to lose my career for good, or I'm going to lose my career from that spot, and then I'm going to go get sober, come back better than ever, and then get another career somewhere else. Once you lose a career over drugs, it's hard to come back to this industry.
I would say it's still hard to. It would be hard if she quit right now and like went and took care of herself. Would she come back if somebody else comes in and gets good ratings? Is she gonna get a show back? She's a liability right now.
Right, but
is someone going to give her that chance to have a decent slot or a good slot?
she can go back to radio.
Maybe. I'm just saying it's if she gives up her seat,
Yeah.
and that's probably one I would say is probably the pressure on her right now. Why she's unwilling to. she probably is out. Maybe she gets clean, maybe she comes back another slot, but you're out of the seat. Somebody else comes in, they do well. You're not getting your seat back.
Well, didn't Montel go out and come back due to something like this?
I don't know.
Or did he? Was it cheating, or was he just left because he had Parkinson's?
No, yeah, Montel had Parkinson's, and I think what he did, and people out in Radioland can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this cut back on his schedule, like he was doing, because most shows tape 4 days a week. They tape 2 on Thursdays. Most shows do that, and I think what he did was he cut back to like 3 a week. I believe that's what he did, and a couple of years later, he retired or quit the show. So I think that's what he did, and I don't think that Wendy at this point can, as Mike was saying, she's a liability for her to say, "Oh, I'm going to cut back on the number of days that I'm doing this while staying sober." If I'm the production company behind the Wendy Williams show, I'm gonna be asking, okay, well, how long is this going to take? And I know that,
but there's no time limit on sober, though. There's no time. But here's the
Peter.
Here's
I get that. Hang on, I get that, but Hollywood is fucked up. It's a business. They don't give a fuck about how long it takes to actually sober up. They don't give a fuck. They're like, how long is this going to take, and how much money is this going to cost us?
But here's the thing: she is on the track of going to lose it regardless, because soon as any controversy comes on, what did she do? Oh Lord, I gotta go to the hospital. Oh Lord, spray some water on my face. And if that was a taping day, what do you think? You think Viacom's gonna be like, all right, Wendy, go do what you got to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so she needs to go and make up her mind. Like, if she was a smart person, she would go and party in the DL, sober her ass up before. What does she tape? 3 days a week?
4.
Party 3 nights, or party 2 days straight, sleep the 3rd day, and go do her taping. All right? If she was smart, if she wanted to stay partying. But the problem is, huh?
How long can somebody sustain that kind of lifestyle?
I did it for 30 years.
Okay, but you were also in your 20s and 30s when you did that.
Okay. But when you're a drug addict and drunk, you can find a way to hide that shit. Unless you're sipping on the nips on the set. That's a different story.
I'm just saying that the older you get, the harder it is to sustain the lifestyle that you had in your 20s. I can't do half the shit that I did in my 20s.
Oh, I could.
Sober.
You ain't never met me then, because I can drink all night and go to work at 5. That's one thing I can do.
But in the next 10 years, I bet you won't be able to.
In the next 10 years, I'll be retired.
Or it'll kill you.
In your mid-50s, like Wimby is right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What we do in our 20s, we can't sustain that kind of activity, in our mid-50s. We just can't. We're in a different stage in our lives.
All right, that's fine then. But now she is. So every time that she gets into a rut with her husband or something, she don't like the public's doing her, she's gonna use, I'm going to rehab for the day, and then Viacom's gonna be like, well, you know what? You're too much for us. You need to go.
As long as the show's getting ratings and it's working, they're not necessarily going to cancel her unless public opinion shifts to the point where they're like, "Hey, we don't want to condone this." But I don't see that happening.
If it was like a Sharon Osbourne type of drug addict drunk, I don't think the public would have accepted it. I think the black community is more forgiving of that, as far as because all her crowd is basically older women who have nothing better to do, like Yentas on the porch. Like people that like the people that look at when they hear a siren, they open their front door.
Right, but that's daytime television. Period.
Right.
It's catered to women that don't work, that stay-at-home moms, or whatever,
retirees,
denture people.
For.
It's basically a visual. It's a televised gossip column.
Well, no, her radio show did very well.
I used to listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
Was it also a gossip show or?
Oh yeah,
it was
Yeah.
very that,
it was
but-
even juicier on radio.
Yeah, I thought it was better on radio than it is on TV.
because she has to, in order to get guests, she can go in as hard as she used
Yeah,
to.
true.
Yeah,
Um,
they should do it as more of a talk show
Yeah.
aesthetic.
that's what.
But that's it's it's too much. It's too early. She needs to stop. And we would forgive her. We would be like, you know what, girl? You did radio. You went hiatus for a little bit. You got your own TV show. Go get yourself clean. You know what? You made enough money. Go take a couple of years off. You don't need no more money. You can come back and do what every other fucking big radio person did. Opie and Anthony. Anthony went out, got kicked off of radio, was deemed a racist, could never get a job again. Went out, started his own thing. Now he's got over 500,000 subscribers at $13 a month. Got his own little network. People, 500,000 listeners to me at $13 a month is a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
He has his own little studio. Opie, not so much, not so much success. He's trying to do a podcast, but no. But he made his money. Artie, look at Artie. He keeps fucking up. You know,
He doesn't have a nose.
he doesn't have a nose. No. Like Wendy, if she was smart, she'd be like, you know what? I had my. She got to be worth what, 20 million, 30 million?
I would say easy that.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how much money she's putting into partying, though.
You ain't gonna do if her heart would have stopped by now if she was using all that. Let me look up what her.
Well, you don't know where else she's wasting money.
Yeah.
But her houses are paid for. Like,
Well, yeah, and her mistress's house is paid for too.
true that.
Paid for. Can we jump to Jesse Smollett?
Yeah, hang on one
That's
second. Hang on.
That's the more recent news in the 24
So
hours.
she's worth 60 million. She can retire.
But does she want to, though? I mean, and that's the whole thing. I mean, from what I understand about Wendy, her having a television talk show was like a dream of hers. It's always been a dream of hers. So, you know, it's sort of like you finally got the brass ring. Are you going to be that willing to give it up?
And what is she going to do if she retires? You know.
Yeah, that might be keeping her alive.
Yeah, because if you got money and time on your hands, you can get in trouble.
And especially if you're not really handling the whole mistress love child thing to begin with, you're going to need something that will distract you for a little while every day. And if she doesn't have that, then, you know, does she spiral quicker?
Or a reason to maintain some level of stability, like having a show.
Right.
I think it's a facade, but we can move on to Jesse.
All right. For those of you that haven't been following the news in the last 24 hours,
get your head out of your asses.
Jesse Smollett was called into an emergency court hearing today, and the prosecution has dropped all 16 charges against him, just completely dropped them. They said that the $10,000 bond that he posted, he won't get that back, but his record is expunged, and it's as if he didn't do it at all.
Wait a minute. Whether or not you get arrested, if you get convicted or not, you don't get the bond back regardless. So he wasn't doing the city a favor.
No, he could have. If he was found innocent and they dropped the charges in that case, he'd get the bond back.
I didn't. I had a bond of $1,000, and the case got dropped. The bondsman kept the money.
Oh, it was a bondsman.
Yeah,
that's not no. See, you had a bondsman. He paid a bond.
He paid the whole bond.
He either paid the whole bond. So a bondsman is a different thing than what the court has, whether the court keeps your money or not.
Okay.
Because technically the bond is not a fine you're paying. It can go towards a fine you end up getting. But if you are, if you're found, if they drop the case, you theoretically should be able to get your money back. The deal with the bondsman is a completely different entity.
Okay.
But the prosecutor did go on the record saying that this is not an admission that he's not guilty. He's not. They're not saying he's innocent. They chose to drop this in the same way that they drop cases like when it's your first DWI and stuff like that, or if you choose to go to rehab or something.
Yeah, but seal the records too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he got off pretty light, but I think they.
Well, and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I think they decided it was a big hullabaloo, and I still think he got off light, but I think they were like, he's admitting to it. I feel like he's not admitting to it. And they didn't make him force him to admit to it the way he should have, but they're trying to get past it. I think they don't like the publicity.
Well, and to be 100% clear, he's not quite 100% out of the woods yet anyway, because the federal government is still investigating whether or not he sent that hate mail to himself. And if he did, then that's a federal offense. They can prosecute. Not quite out of the woods yet. And as far as whether or not he admitted guilt, he did not admit guilt.
He wasn't. He
all.
wasn't forced to admit guilt, but accepting this plea, it is an admission of guilt.
Yeah, but his thing, as soon as he came out, here's the problem, and I hope they do pick it up federally, because his thing, as soon as he came out, first thing he said was, "I wouldn't be my mama's son if this was true." So right away, he got a bone handed to him, and he went on the fucking media circuit and was like, "See, I told you it wasn't true." Basically, not those words, but basically was like, "I told you it wasn't true. I wouldn't be my mama's son if this was true."
That's part of why the prosecutor came out and spoke to the media and said we would not have kept his money. We would not have had agreed to him doing community service if we didn't have the case that he had done this. If we had, she said, if we thought he was innocent, we would not have done this.
So they're admitting guilt, and you know what I'm thinking? I think they're setting it up, and I think they are setting it up to make it federal, to make it a slap. Listen, this ain't gonna be no slap on the hand. You wasted resource, because even the fucking police chief and everybody was like, "Oh, we put too much time into this motherfucker, and you just give it away." You know what I mean? Like, they were mad.
And even the mayor hopped on CNN or something like that, and was ripping Jesse a new one. And I will say this, that as far as the community service goes, it wasn't community service that he is required to do. It's community service that he has already done, volunteer work that he has already done. It's not something that he was required or even asked to do as part of a plea. And as far as a plea goes, again, his lawyers, as soon as everything was done, they had the press conference outside of the courtroom and said this was not a plea deal at all. They just dropped the charges. Now, we can split hairs all we want to here, but that's what they're saying. And the prosecution isn't exactly denying the fact that they just dropped the charges.
No, they're denying that he's innocent. The prosecutor came on the air. I was listening to her on NPR on my way down here. She was very explicit that this was not him being innocent.
I just can't believe he still got a fucking job.
Well,
does he?
Yes. Fox stood behind him today in a press conference.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, okay, but here's the thing, and here's why I believe this is different than other people like Roseanne, because I know where this is going. I feel like if they cleared him of everything, if they dropped all the charges, then why shouldn't he get his job?
Because he should have been fired, like not just Roseanne, that infomercial guy, everybody who was presumed innocent before guilty were all fired before they even had their case.
Roseanne didn't do something illegal. She made a racist tweet.
Right. I understand that. But the infomercial guy said something. He got fucking ham and handled his ass. Who else was a victim of it? Matt Lauer, before he even had a fucking case, was fired. And whatever happened with that, by the way? Like, there's no charges with him.
Businesses are allowed to fire you, man.
That's what I'm saying. But like, and you would think as right wing as Fox is, it's like, no, we're gonna, you know what I mean?
Well, no, if it's Fox TV, it's not owned by Fox News anymore.
That's true.
Right. And the thing is, actually, no, that's not true, Michael.
They don't
Fox-
didn't get bought yet. I thought it was
no,
they'd split it off.
they
Disney bought everything but TV, right?
No, they
Yes.
bought everything but the news. They bought
Right.
everything but Fox News
Right.
and the other news sources. But they all the like Fox, like the Simpsons, all that. That's what they were buying.
All right, so that's even better. Then Disney went ahead and before even Roseanne could plead her case, they let her go. So why are they letting
That's
him
not
still
Disney.
work?
That's not Fox.
Disney's Fox
Well,
now.
no, but Roseanne's way before the Fox. The Fox was.
But I'm
being
saying
sold.
Disney now owns it. Why aren't they firing him right now?
Well, here's the thing. They wrote him out of the last 2 episodes of the season, and quite frankly, they were looking to recast him. They were in the process of recasting the role until today, when all the charges, or yesterday when all the charges were dropped. And I mean, if he's brought up on federal charges, then in my opinion, they will let him go at that point.
Well, they don't know what's going to be happening. They should distance themselves from him.
And then he'll have a spot on Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, he did something wrong.
Exactly.
Regardless if he's still got civil charges to answer to and federal. So he did something wrong. They shouldn't.
What are the civil charges?
They were saying today there were civil charges with the city saying how he misused authorities, or like
So
a
you're saying
false.
that, so there was a state case that he was dropped from, but the city was still
They're
city.
thinking about doing civil charges against him. Yeah, for all the
Damn.
false,
All the resources,
other resources that he spent. Yeah, because that was like what, a month or two of all the detectives and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I don't believe in that either. Like, he pays taxes in Chicago, so I mean,
There, but it's still a crime to commit to report a false crime.
Yeah.
And because resources were diverted, it doesn't matter. You pay taxes.
So it's going to be an OJ thing. He's not guilty in criminal, but he's going to be guilty in civil, which might
Well, that's a
bankrupt his
different
ass
civil.
anyway.
Because that civil was that's a person
It's a
suing a
parents,
person, not a state or a government.
They'll still
entity.
go after him for a few bucks.
They also, the 2 Nigerian brothers have been dropped by Gloria Allred, and because she was representing them, and they've also been dropped by, I want to say, a crisis management team. They dropped them as well because they wanted them to make a statement after after Jesse was released, and they refused to. I think they're trying to distance themselves as quickly as possible from all of this because what is that?
I'm sorry, it's my phone.
You think he would know to mute it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well,
My bad.
you're fine. I agree with Peter. I think that the only way any of this makes sense, is if they're building a federal case against him, because
I think
there's
they are.
just way too much evidence
think they are.
pointing in the direction of guilt for them to just completely drop it.
I bet you the feds were like, "You guys need to drop this now because we're gonna make an example of this."
Yeah.
This is more than just a false report. This is hate. This is a lot of stuff. Like, you know what I love about this is everybody's united with this. Like, there's no a separation of races right now with this. Everybody's mad. Everybody's mad. Like, I mean, you get your normal people like, oh, look at all the white people. They laugh or they're crying. You know what I mean? But I noticed a lot more people are united by this case in itself. Like, it's not. And it's not that Pussy's gay and he's black and everything else. And I like that how everybody's united with it right now. And they're not separating it. This is how it should be. The public, this is how it should be. Like, everybody should be like having discussions about it and not putting a race thing or color thing, a gender thing or whatever thing. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks this dude should go to jail. And that's what's fucked up. And that judge or that prosecutor that let him go, I don't want to be her at a diner.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be in your head saying, all right, if I want to drop these charges, I know she put in there like, you know what? After a week or two, it'll die down, and then nobody will be after me. And like, okay, all right, fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
But what do you gain out of it?
Money.
It's
maybe?
just got to be something higher power, boo. It's got to be some higher power to just drop it
Well,
and
that's
and
why-
seal the records.
And the whole thing about, because I've read in comments, follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. Well, the thing is, the only money to follow in all of this is that $3,500 check that Jesse wrote. And that's the only money that so far has been exposed as being, part of this whole thing.
I don't think it's money. I think it's more of it was a race hate thing. That's why someone's like, we need to bury this now. Chicago don't need this kind of publicity. And why are they filming in Chicago when they're based out of New York, by the way?
I've never actually been clear as to whether or not whether or not the show is based in New York.
No, it is. It's based in New York City. Matter of fact, I watched it last week, and it was like she was saying that we got to go downtown where Empire is, and she's like, you know what the traffic's like in downtown Manhattan. So,
well, I mean, maybe they got a tax break that they couldn't get in New York. I don't know.
Or that's where the production company that was making the show made the show. Lots of shows. The number of shows that get filmed in cities that they're not where they're at.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, I think Law and Order is the only show that ever filmed in the town that it was supposed to be in, except for anything Dick Wolf does. It's in the actual town that it's filmed in. What are you doing?
He's a traveling gnome. I mean,
I had to turn on another light because it was getting dark in here.
Oh, looks like you're dancing.
I'm walking to my chair and sitting down.
He was dancing, right? He was bopping his head. He's doing a Wendy Williams. How you doing? So all this Hollywood stuff happening. I like getting that out of the way. No, I don't. I actually like the topic of it. It's just, but I'm glad we all had a conversation and didn't get heated this time. So I'm saying, like, the whole Jesse thing is, it smells of poop.
Well, because so many people were wronged by it. Because on the side of the right, you've got pile just more shit onto these this
Trump.
side did this and that and blah 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 blah. But on the side of the left, it's like and now you just made it that much harder for like real people that have real problems.
Right.
so any victim in the future, it
Exactly.
makes it easier to question it. And
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean,
He set back victims' rights.
his
The whole Tupac is bullshit. We ain't Tupac. He's not Tupac. He's not boisterous like Tupac. I mean, there will never be another Tupac. There might be someone with similarities, but there will never be another Tupac. Tupac just didn't give a fuck.
anyone who tries to compare themselves to a legend is never anything like that.
Have you ever seen Tupac in action? Like, he didn't give a fuck.
By reputation only. I've heard stories, but I've never actually seen anything.
He got in your face, and he didn't care if he got beat up or not. He didn't give a fuck. He was Tupac.
Man.
He'll never.
I've heard people say that if Tupac were still alive today, that he would probably have run for office at this point. And I think he would probably have run for something, a state representative or something like that. I think he would have. I honestly believe that
Congressman Shakur.
Yeah, right.
He would have been Cortez right now. I think so. He would have won his Congress seat.
I honestly believe that when
Frozen face.
because he knew that he was going to die, he had that sentient, he had that consciousness about himself that he knew that he was going to die, and so he was recording all of this music to be released after he died. I think that he was on the other end of that whole, thug life, only God can judge me kind of a thing. I think he was on the other, he was getting to the other side of that before he was gunned down. And I really don't think it would have been more than a couple of years after that date, if he had lived, that, he would have turned that corner and wherein he wouldn't have been as aggressive or controversial as he was before. I really do believe that.
Or it would have been a different kind of aggression.
Him and Biggie both knew
Right,
they
he
were
would've-
dying.
He would have turned that into activism.
Exactly.
If you notice
Exactly.
towards their end, they both released an album that had death written in it, so they both knew they were dying. Because Biggie did Life
Who,
After
Biggie?
Death.
Hmm.
Remember the Life After Death album?
Yeah.
And then Tupac with his shit.
But Tupac, it just, it just felt like he knew that his time was, and that could have been because, Suge told him as much. And yes, I do believe that Suge had something to do with it.
You piss off the right, wrong people.
But yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's a shame because it's interesting as far as the Suge thing goes, because Suge has proven himself to be a punk in real life. I mean, his room shenanigans and stuff like that, it just that air of aggressiveness and anger and boldness that he had, hanging Vanilla Ice over a balcony and threatening to drop him. All of that stuff seemed to have flown out of the window when he was finally taken to court behind that manslaughter thing about running over somebody. So, all of that bravado seemed to go out of the window when he was taken to court for that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We're just letting you talk.
Because my computer or the screen is frozen. Or not anymore. There we go. So that's it.
It would been really funny if you had been cut off 5 minutes ago and you'd just been talking the whole time. yourself.
I've done that.
Well, I hope that I hope that what I said was at least engaging, if not entertaining.
Who's the bitch on your shirt?
That would be Wonder Woman.
You got all a bunch of freaky Wonder Woman
Oh, yeah,
poses.
there you go. Yeah, now you can really see it. Before it was just a face.
Oh, look
go.
at the
Now it's an
crotch
identity.
area. That's a big booty woman. Look at it.
Well,
That's almost like a Jefferson, or not Jefferson, a Good Times painting. You remember JJ? He used to make the big. Remember those?
I do.
Okay. You're too young to know what I'm talking about. Did you ever watch the Good Times?
I've seen a few.
You've seen Good Times?
Yeah, a few.
Well, if you know what I'm talking about, JJ used to make these paintings of women who were they African, like tribal women?
African American men and women. He would make paintings of them.
Yeah, and he would make the girls with the big booties like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I've seen those pictures. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, but her butt isn't even showing in this picture. This is a front of her.
Yeah, but you can
This
still
is
see the
horrible.
hips, wide hips.
It's curvaceous.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah.
That's a little bit
Get
of a
them
wide
childbearing hips.
hip. Yeah, she got like a 2 waist and a fucking 47. Right? Yeah. 47 waist.
So is this
I
1950s?
actually love this picture. It's from
That's
a
a good one.
comic book cover.
Hmm.
And it's a great picture. It's iconic.
It's almost an urban.
It's an aggressive forced angle. Yeah.
What time you got to leave?
As soon as we go to break.
Oh, it's break time.
Oh, boo.
Bye, boo.
Safe travels, boo.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Felicia.
The reason why those of you guys listening, the reason why I had to leave is because I have a client coming over right in half an hour.
That's what we call
So-
them now.
Sugar daddy.
And if I didn't, I would have rescheduled.
Do we want to take a poll to see if it's his sugar daddy or
How long is this sugar daddy client staying?
Please do. Please do. I love that.
How long is this client staying?
Sounds like he's getting the pole already.
How long?
It's a different kind of pole dancing.
Yeah.
An hour?
Yes.
Oh, well, you can call back at 9:30.
He might be a
I
little
can,
tired. Might have to take a
I know.
shower.
Okay. With my business, this is a tarot reading. This is a psychic reading. Someone booked an hour for a psychic reading. If it were anything else, I would definitely say so.
Well, consult
but-
with the spirits and get back to us.
Well, I will do my best. It won't be until 10 o'clock, though.
Well, that's just in time for what we learned.
Yeah.
We want to know what you learned from your client.
Yeah.
Has he learned how to wash his asshole?
Whoa.
That's important.
That's a callback to way before you were.
I had a feeling.
I guess we could take a break at 9. Fuck it, right? If you're leaving at 9.
He might have to prepare though.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'll have to leave in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So.
Well, we'll do it in 15 minutes then. How's that?
This is a special
Okay.
long running segment.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time we went over break.
No.
Brought to
No,
you
we
by
do it every
alcohol.
fucking 8:30 to 9:30.
I'm grabbing a beer though.
Yeah, go
Grab
grab
a
a beer.
beer.
Do you need another one, Pete?
No, but there's a jug of alcohol there that you can grab for us, and there's shot glasses on the.
Oh God, why?
Why not? I have an interview.
Shot,
tomorrow.
shot.
Yeah, don't go
Shot,
smelling like
shot,
booze.
My interview's not till 11.
You still don't want to go smelling like booze left over.
I don't know though. It might be a bonus if the guy's a boozer. Let's give
The
the
one
interview.
person that's interviewing me is a fucking drunk.
See, there you go.
Yeah, so it'll probably be.
Can we not go back to the days of Fireball?
No, I'm fine. You guys are ridiculous. I'm not even drinking beer like I used to.
Sweet Jesus.
I'm back to working out again. I'm fucking sore. I woke up this morning. I'm like, I'm having a heart attack. And like, oh, never mind. I was doing leg lifts shit. That was just my muscles being sore from being so stagnant for a while.
Your ribs hurt from leg lifts?
Yeah, leg lifts. Well, the app that I got has got me doing leg lifts. It's got me doing planking.
You got the planking. Bob would be very proud.
It's got me doing butt thrusts.
gotta do the planking.
Yeah. Can't get planking.
Can you show us what the butt thrusts look like?
No, yeah, I'll do that next week.
That would be great. Show it. Do it.
You know what I'm gonna
That might
start
be a
doing?
thread thing,
We're gonna do when I open up the studio and make it bigger, we'll probably be doing video cardio for like a bit or something.
Oh God.
We'll have Ricky and leotards.
What was the
and
name of
leg
that
warmers.
guy with
Nobody
the
wants
with
to
like
see
the
that.
the fro?
Oh, Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
We'll do a Richard Simmons segment.
Won't do volcano, but he'll do.
I was gonna say, he's still gotta do volcano.
I'm worried about my hemorrhoids though.
so much blood.
Melt them away.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, I don't think
It'd
so.
be more
either.
like burn them off.
Yeah. See? Yes, there you go.
There was more than one eruption that
Yeah.
night.
Why, why did the baking soda turn red?
Wrong
Yeah.
food coloring.
Yeah. Oh.
yeah, I was like, oh, who's texting us?
Hatfield.
Meanwhile,
Fucking Mike.
stand up and do the butt thrust, Peter. I want to see it. Do it.
You don't want to see this.
Boo's
Do it for
getting Randy
YouTube.
back there.
I'm under construction.
He's trying to get
Besides,
himself prepped for his
Yeah.
guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made a derogatory comment about Ricky's
He wants to
man.
give you a reading.
Is that what we're calling it now?
You made a derogatory mark towards Ricky's man today, so I'm.
I need to read that that
What are you
braille in
talking
your.
about?
I'm not showing you this. How you gonna put graffiti on the building and then want to open the door and go inside and see what's inside?
You mean her Peruvian gardener?
Well,
Yeah.
Her
The tourist.
Peruvian man.
Her over the hill cabana.
I was like,
boy.
Ricky hit the lottery when she met her man, and Rue's like, who is
was
that?
Yeah.
He's
We
like,
were
is that
given-
the Zimbabwe lottery?
It's like, is this an open relationship? She's got a side piece. Is that what's is happening here?
We were giving Lauren. Well, I was giving Lauren a hard time. Like, suck it up.
I missed all of this at work, I guess.
Mike's like to know because he hasn't been on or he hasn't listened to Tuesday, but she's a mess. Like you guys got to let me go at her when you can't. I know Dane's trying to be a sweetheart, and I
Well,
know
I
what he's
do.
doing, but
Voice of reason.
I know, but you can't. You gotta let her. You gotta let her know.
Dude,
Like,
I've said
even
it to
Mike
you-
Mock
I've said it
was
to your
like
face,
it.
just like I said it to you. Like,
Yeah, but you're too sweet.
oh yeah, it's kind of my thing.
No, he just doesn't like confrontation.
I don't.
He's not
No.
sweet.
No, you know what it is?
He's two-faced.
It's not confrontation. It's not
Harvey
confrontation
Two-Face.
when you're telling somebody to shut the fuck up about. That's gonna.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I even said to her like one of the times we were talking, I was like, you still need to heal from this. You need to just like, and what
Oh
that
my
means,
God,
I
here
mean,
we go.
what that entails though is that like everybody deals with shit in their own way, and she's dealing with it by talking about it like relentlessly because she's not letting herself really take the time to get over it as much as she's just like almost using it as a crutch. You know what I'm saying?
She's talking about it to potential new partners. I could see if she was
Yeah,
going to Ricky and
Because she's
going,
using it as a crutch. She's
Right.
using it as a way to stay
but then you
away
can't.
from things.
You can't 5 minutes later say I'm lonely, because if you want to talk about it, then you go pull Ricky to the corner
because again,
and say my ex was a scumbag.
it's not that she's lonely; it's that she wants to make him hurt the way he hurt her.
So you pull
That's
a hula
what it
hoop
comes-
out on fucking St. Patrick's Day? You ain't gonna see that.
She wants the see. The thing is, she wants the attention because she wants to be able to talk about the attention, but she doesn't necessarily want to do anything past what the attention will. You get what I'm
Then
saying?
let's have a beer. Let's go to Archie Moore's and sit around the table and we'll
Right.
talk to her.
I like
Right.
their wings.
Don't go to a bar when we're trying to
Right.
hook you up with somebody and be like, I really like you, but do you know what my ex did to me? Like, you can't.
Wait.
Like,
Okay, so for those of us that didn't hear Tuesday's show, why don't you try and catch us up a little bit?
Oh.
'Cause I didn't hear it.
well,
I didn't hear all of it.
she's
but-
been single for a while because her ex was a scumbag, and she talks about it. It's nothing
Yeah.
that I'm not saying.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you know me, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm like, look, so there was men here yesterday, 5 of them.
well, boys, but
They're men. They're 22, 23.
Yeah, but
Good
she's
boys.
almost 40. She's 36.
So what? What? Everybody got to stop putting numbers on things.
under the bus, Ricky.
Oh no, because you yelled at her that she needs to stop hanging out with these young people, and then
No.
you're saying,
But there's men involved. That's different. She needs to
God.
stop hanging around with these women that are acting 20.
Yeah.
So there's these men that are good
Men
looking
are allowed
in
to act 20,
shape.
not women.
Oh,
It's different. Listen, never
It's
mind.
different.
I'm not
not
gonna say
untrue. No.
They're not at Antifa fucking rallies and doing all that shit. So I got them. So
And
I don't know. I just brought that up. So here's possible potential dick that she could have. Not let's say relationship, just dick.
Yeah.
Straight up, big, fat, whatever. Blood still flows to the tip, dick. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Here's
that
the
what your
thing.
problem
Here-
is?
That's not my
The blood
problem.
doesn't get to the tip.
Not anymore.
Here's the thing, Pete, and I can relate. I can relate.
But her, wait,
with
wait,
her
hold
on
on.
this one. Okay.
Her first thing was,
Yeah.
oh, look at these pictures of me hula hooping.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's my ex too.
Mhm.
So I saw the kid's face. He's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Here's the thing with that though, and I can relate with her on this thing because she and I we talked about this
Oh.
both with you
Oh,
and we
good
talked about
juicy.
it
Alright.
just as friends. Like
What you
hit it
guys
and
talk
quit
about?
it.
That
Hit
wasn't a
it- hit
long
it and quit
ride.
it isn't a thing that like I've never been a hit it and quit it kind of person. She's not really into that, right?
Uh-huh.
So the thing is, when you say like, oh, there's potential dick there, it's like, yeah, but the reason she's pushing everybody away that's like potential dick is because she doesn't want potential dick. She wants potential husband material.
And you can't get potential husband material when you're talking about your old husband.
Exactly. But that's why she does that. It's
Right.
like a filter process.
it's a
the guys who
protection
aren't
method.
turned off, by that and try to like pursue it harder, she's gonna maybe
It's not
after
hard
like-
enough.
And,
Yeah.
and not anything bad about
I'm
her,
just,
but
this is
there-
all
there's three
speculation here. I'm not-
characteristics
I'm not
that would.
talking-
I'm not saying it's
you know,
healthy, but I
yeah.
agree that she's definitely trying to push people away to keep from getting hurt.
If I
Yeah,
was single,
exactly.
here's 3 characteristics that would throw me off about her.
Mhm.
3.
Yeah.
1 positive, she looks great. That's 1. Here's 3 that would totally knock me. She don't shut up. She does not shut up.
coming from you. That's
I know, but
gonna
she
say.
don't. I at least breathe. You can hear my lisp. Like you can't even hear her breathe. Like she don't shut up.
Yeah, but you kind of like circular breathe. You talk inwards as you breathe.
I'm a talk host, man. Other than that, I don't talk.
No.
She don't shut up. She brings up her past, and she wants you to know what she can do good. Like, why don't you let me learn what you can do? You didn't have to walk across the street and get a hula hoop
No.
on St. Patrick's Day.
Mhm.
What was that?
Mm.
That was just immature to me.
Mm.
That's like me going out and getting a video clip of Street Pete and playing it on a boombox in the middle of Hartford.
Yeah, you haven't done that yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Next Monday on Chaz
Yeah,
and AJ.
yeah.
As far as I go, is I replay my clips on Tuesday.
Street Pete does his own court audio.
Yeah, but
I'm Street Pete.
Why
What am I doing here today?
and I've told her this, and she has asked me on the side, like, what should I do? And I'm like, I've said I was polite the first couple times, and then I was like, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah.
Even on the show, if you don't remember, she was
Yeah.
on a show. I kept
Oh, yeah.
saying, I did a fucking sound clip. I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's just it, you know, and that's why I keep saying the thing. I keep coming back to that whole she's got to heal first thing, because like the thing is she doesn't know what she wants right now.
There's too many of y'all motherfuckers coddling her. Is that what's the problem?
No, it's not even coddling, man. It's just trying to.
He's into that coddle cock.
Whoa, no.
Cattle
But-
prod.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of like when she asks for help, she asks from a point of like, oh, I'm lonely or I'm single, and she complains about it and laments about it. But then, like you said, the minute any kind of opportunity comes along, she pushes it away. It's because she's just not ready. She wants to be ready, and she's just not. She needs to give herself that time before she can claim to be ready.
We need to do a whole show just on her fucking ridiculousness.
Well, then it sounds like, again, it sounds like bringing her back full circle, Wendy Williams kind of a thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's
bring it
not
back.
ready. She's not ready
No,
yet. She needs
exactly.
time to heal. And
Yeah.
so,
The circle is full.
but at the same time, people heal in different ways. Maybe
Exactly.
her incessant talking is her just working shit out.
Yeah,
I don't know,
exactly.
because I didn't hear the show last night.
Yeah.
It
But,
doesn't sound productive or
um,
healthy, but yeah.
You guys don't hear the show behind the show.
Well.
Because it's not all right. I can understand you want to work, and I'm not a relationship expert at all. Trust me. I mean, I've been the only reason my relationships last very long is because I'm always with her, and you know we get along. And Ricky, like last night, I kissed the top of Ricky's butt crack. I didn't realize she farted,
Like during
and
the
we both
kiss?
laughed. Like,
No, right before.
well, her butt crack was showing. Like when she lays down, she has these low-rising sweatpants, and her butt crack showed. So I said, "Let me be funny," and I kissed the top. She has a high butt crack.
Yeah.
It goes up to her neck.
Okay.
So I kicks the top of it, and I'm like, "Oh damn!" She's like, "No one told you to kiss my butt crack."
I had no idea. I couldn't even warn him.
But that's stuff that keeps us happy and laughing. You know, like we still go to bed at night, and laugh, and everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm no
Was that
expert.
was that supposed to be like a prelude to the main event?
Yeah,
Or-
sorry. I always got to try to make something funny about it. So
Okay, so if that was the prelude.
I forgot what I was going to say too now. So here, if you want to get over something, you can't repeat the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like one day she's like, "Well, he did this to me," or "This is what happened to me," or
Mhm.
It's the same thing. It's like she's testing to see if you're listening to her. To me personally, it's almost a control thing. Like, did you hear what I said last week about him? No, you didn't. So I'm going to repeat it. And you know, Dane sees it in a different way. He has different goggles. He's got the biggest heart. Mike doesn't know anything because he's never here with her. With her. So, and you don't know either because you're
Are
not.
you sure that's not he's ever here, period?
No, with her.
We're working on it.
And you're not here with her either, Boo. So you don't know.
Yeah.
Ricky and I get the brunt of it because we get the beginning, the middle, and the end of it.
Yeah, well, I can only go with what I see, and I, you know, I mean, I know myself, and I try to compare what I see her going through with the shit that I've gone through with relationships. I mean, I'm the kind of person like I'll get broken up with, and I'll be single for like 3 or 4 years before I meet somebody again because I'm picky as shit, and like, but I also know it's like I know what I want, and so I just take my time before I find it. You know what I mean?
And we're not picking on her.
No, I know you're
We
not
think
thinking
of her
on
as
You're
a
being
family
friend.
member, but
you
this is-
you care about her. You're
this
not
is
saying
ex-
this to be mean. You're saying
Right.
this out of love.
It's the
know
exact
that.
same thing I said on the thread today.
But you're happy with yourself and you're comfortable being alone, and she's not
Yeah.
happy with herself,
Exactly.
and she's not comfortable being
That's
alone.
the point.
But she's not
yes.
ready to be with somebody yet.
Yeah.
She has to figure out how to be happy with herself first.
Yes, and that's
So
the thing.
then
Is
I
she's
have
not
a
giving herself
question
that
for you
time.
then.
Thank you, Rick.
I have a
That's what I'm trying to
question for you, Dane.
say. Yes.
Does that mean that for 3 or 4 years you're just pounding them out by yourself?
No,
That
the
would
Dane's
be
not a
correct,
pounder.
sir. Yeah,
Dane's not a pounder.
Okay.
I'm
What
a
do you
sexual
mean by that?
camel. What?
What?
He's a sexual.
I
It's
call myself,
Seinfeld reference.
I call myself a sexual camel. Yeah, which I actually didn't know that they had made that. I had made that up myself, quote unquote. And then I was watching Seinfeld and told them say that. I was like, holy shit.
That's when the episode George,
Yeah.
where he was doing Jeopardy and everything, and
Yeah.
he didn't have sex for 6 weeks, and he was real
Right.
smart.
Yeah.
Also, so then you're like a Vulcan. Then every 7 years.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's not to say that I don't like, obviously I take care of things. I take care of my own business, but like,
So then,
You know.
so what you're saying is that until someone is your girlfriend, you're not having sex with her.
Yes and no. I mean, like,
You liar.
well, no.
You
I
don't
mean,
hit
like,
and quit?
I don't hit and quit, but like I don't have to like necessarily be my titled girlfriend. But if we're seeing each other for a while, like we're seeing each other for a little bit.
You don't
and,
hit
like,
and quit.
Things are going that way. Yeah, no, I
He
don't.
just
I
he
don't hit
said
and
he
quit.
didn't. He wasn't that.
I
kind of
like to
person.
I like to meet people. I like to get to know them
Aw.
first. I like to like know something about them because for me, I'm not when it comes to like sex stuff.
Danes are Lauren Wednesday.
I-
Or Wednesday Lauren.
I guess. I guess. Yeah. No, because like when it comes to sex stuff, like I get more off doing stuff to them than having stuff done to me.
Oh, here we go.
So if I'm
Ricky's
with
like,
if
"Oh,
I'm with a girl
Jesus."
that I'm not interested in, I don't have fun. I'm like, "Ugh, this is gross. Like,
Ricky's like, this. Look what I married. Listen, how can I found someone like
Well,
Dane?
Yeah, you
Right.
Dane, you need to find yourself a Pete.
yeah, baby, I found him.
Do you also go down on them too?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, in this
Ricky's
day and age, who doesn't?
Ricky's like, what the hell?
He's got to go.
You gotta go?
Love you, bro.
I do.
Whatever, bitch.
Bye. Have fun. Be
I-
safe.
Go see
Have a
your
good-
client.
You're fading.
And if I can, I'll call back at 10.
Yeah, go see your client. Hope he takes Visa.
Okay.
I hope he has a Visa. How's that?
Oh.
Bye.
Bye, boo.
Bye.
Bye, bro.
So you have a high butt crack. Does that mean you just could never get a tramp stamp? Like is that benefit
No.
of a
I
high
didn't-
butt crack?
I didn't think I have a high butt crack.
If
okay?
she-
She's curvaceous.
If she ever got one, she would have to pull like a roller coaster type thing.
You get a rainbow.
Yeah. She's got a really high butt crack. But she also wears J-Lo pants too. So
Well, they don't make like.
I like how Mike's interested. I was like, yeah, you have a high butt
Yeah,
crack.
right,
Oh no, it came in like a joke that I could make, man.
I know. It was funny though because I went to kiss her. And I was, oh, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were. I was
Shit,
pacing
right in my
my
mouth.
way, going to sleep.
Now you
no
know what it's
idea.
like when she blows you, man.
and that's how Pete got pink eye.
I've been staying. I've showered 3 times this week.
3 times this week.
Yeah. It's only Wednesday. All right, we'll take a little break. Come right back. Yeah, 'cause we need cigarettes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta fix this here anyway. So, oh, that's YouTube. Oh, I like how I talk to myself when we're on the air.
Well, someone has to.
Someone has
Right.
to.
As
Okay.
we're filling this dead air of
Talk to
Yeah,
myself.
he talking to himself.
Oh, and now I have to trans out, and I have to put the copyright paper up on top.
Who do we got?
That's a. Is that a game?
Yep. Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who got?
one of my favorite games.
Awesome.
All right, so we have our little disclaimer on YouTube, and we're good. So now we have to play the music. Okay.
That didn't go as planned.
Right.
So we were talking about. Do you want to go ahead?
Nah, I'm
No,
good.
you had a topic. You said.
No, I didn't.
So we were talking about. We're going to be expanding. I got to go meet with Ricky's dad, who's in charge of Stratford Public Access. We're going to be expanding PPR into TV.
Yeah.
Now I was just talking with the boys outside too, because Ricky and I had spent a lot of money on a gazebo last year, and one lazy day cost us $700.
Ouch.
So now we have to reconstruct our deck. So we're not going to get the gazebo this time because Ricky, you got one more month, right? Paying on that.
1 or 2, yeah.
So we're going to construct a bar, and we're going to do on Saturday nights. Not sure if it's going to be every week. We're going to see how it works out.
Start off like once a month and then build it.
Yeah, because it's going to interrupt with Mixtape Saturday, which is one of our highest rated shows.
Well, that way it doesn't put too much pressure on it. Gives
Right.
you time to build it. Then the list of people who really want to do it are available, and they, so I think starting it off slow is going to be a much better product build.
We're pretty much doing it because Ricky and I don't have any friends. So if we can,
Aw.
we're gonna do acoustic on the deck, and then live because we got to get more likes on YouTube and more.
Please be our friend. We'll let you be on our show.
Yeah.
We want to become monetary on YouTube because if you got people that are making money off of fucking drinking douche water and whatever, I mean, we should be able to make money off of giving you actual content.
Well, I mean, YouTube's gotten a lot harder to make money off of it, and lately,
We can do
That was
acoustic
a-
Saturday cinnamon challenge.
Yeah,
What?
put
just
tampons
bring
on our
out the
head.
Tide Pods.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really. Ice bucket acoustics.
We're gonna do acoustic on Saturdays on the deck, and
You got to get a dunk bucket and just like put the person up there with a guitar. So when people don't like the song, they throw things at it.
we'll throw them in Ricky's.
We'll
Oh,
just
poor
open up the
Bob.
hot tub and put a,
We'll throw them in Ricky's pond.
we'll make one out of the hot tub. We'll figure it out.
We
Be a
should get the
terrible
jacuzzi
idea. Like,
going,
don't bring
too.
your good guitar.
We should get the jacuzzi going too for the camera stuff.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna do that. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe.
I don't know if we'll lose listeners if you're in the jacuzzi.
Get Ricky in a bikini and we'll gain listeners.
Nobody wants to see that, believe
Ow!
just tape me kissing her butt crack.
Ah!
me.
I was working my way towards that.
It's a different kind of volcano.
Oh,
Different kind of bubbles in there.
oh no.
That's love. When you go to bed and you're like, let me just kiss her butt crack. That's love. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. That's just
Well, that could be a lot of things. Love is one of them.
it's not strange when you're married. I don't think so. The butt crack scene is nice. It's like
That's-
oh, he loves me.
That's the name of your new book, Peter Pinho. It's not strange when you're married.
That's
True. That's true. So once we get all the stuff ironed out, it looks like PPRN will be on TV now instead of. I mean, it'll still be on radio,
Yeah.
but we're probably going to just combine Tuesday and Wednesday into one show.
This show, yeah, will become a TV show instead of a just
Yeah,
an audio,
and-
just a podcast with video.
Yeah, and it's time. I mean, PPRN will be 9 years old next month.
God damn.
You know, it's time to like
Yeah.
evolve and change. And I don't mind doing 2 shows a week. It just becomes a lot when people have lives and they can't show up. And
Mike,
Those people in their lives.
I just do-
No,
I'm
it's
sorry
true.
that things are starting to go well with the business, and
no, it's true. It's not
No,
just
man, it's not
you,
just you,
Mike.
it's
It's just everybody.
I mean, I feel like I gave you 2 years of my life.
yeah.
It's not enough. We want more.
Shall I open a vein now?
And
Yeah.
that's literally what she said.
And it's not nothing bad. It's just if I want to try to build a brand, I can't just be having subpar shows. I got to worry about the brand.
Oh, now he's calling us subpar.
When people don't show up, it's subpar. It's very subpar.
Thought that's why you had guests.
We haven't been doing guests.
I mean, subpar works if you're playing golf, but
Oh,
We had guests last night, and it was just like, it was chaos.
yeah.
Like Ricky and I went to bed with headaches.
Yeah.
And you know what it is when you have guests in there and they don't have any kind of radio etiquette. It's just like,
Mm.
I think it's better when you have like one guest and a group of guests because they want to talk to each other too, even though they talk to each other all the time. Like They just
Yeah, there's
there's always
conversations.
over talking.
Yeah.
And conversations that have nothing to do with what we're talking about.
They're having conversations, but
Yeah, not every local.
themselves.
Yeah, not every local band can be the 34s, Pete. I'm
No,
sorry.
I know.
Now, we had there was a
I missed the 30.
there was that
We miss you
band
too.
like 5 weeks ago that the 3 or 4 guys there.
Soldiers of Solace.
Yeah, they were pretty good. But
That's
I mean,
what I'm saying.
but they were also they had that mix of they had 2 guys that were kind of talkative.
Yeah.
And,
No, I think
two
that
guys
he's
that were
talking
a
about
little more
Alter
shy.
Ego.
Yeah, I think he was talking about.
Because Soldiers of Solace, there were only 2 of them that came in.
Right.
yeah, this was
Who else
definitely
was there
4,
with
this
them?
was
That
4
was the
guys.
one.
That might, I
think
think it was
Alter
Alter Ego.
Ego.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Those guys were good. They were nice.
They were
and
cool,
they
yeah.
were.
And they were into it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
They wanted to do Pete Fest.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
keeps asking
Definitely
me about
Alter Ego.
it. I
Yeah.
saw him at Mohegan, and he's like,
Oh, nice.
"All right, I got bands."
Oh, you saw him at Mohegan too?
Yeah.
We saw him. We went to on his birthday. We saw him at Main Street.
So,
Yeah, you guys didn't
That's
come
cool.
to Main Street on St. Patrick's Day, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
do
Avoiding
you know
God.
why?
We were busy.
We were
hula hooping.
babysitting.
Yeah, we were.
We
hula
had we
hooping in
actually
Crown
we
Street.
we were going to attempt that, but
You got
No,
some decent audio.
It's all
that night,
good,
though.
dude. I know. I was. It's more like I'm. It was
we seriously were going to attempt
yeah.
it.
It was a
Yeah.
jab there to take.
I know.
We were babysitting. That's what we were doing.
The problem is St. Patrick's Day. People start early, so you're drunk way too early.
Well, that was
They need to
that
go
was what
home.
was nice about the show. Like I knew it was a 6. I was going on at 6,
Mhm.
and I figured it, and it worked out perfectly because it was what I thought it was going to be. Was the bar wasn't empty. It had a fair crowd, but they were kind of calm at that point.
Mhm.
And they weren't looking to have their faces rocked off. And they, you had the ones that sang along with the Irish tunes, and guy bought me a shot. So that was, I was like, that was a good show. And then, it ramped up.
Mhm.
And by the end of the night with Hatfield going, they had people there that were a little more energetic, and that one worked out.
Energetic at a Hatfield show. I'm kidding, Mike.
You
know,
should
I
see
love
him
you.
at a nursing home.
Yeah, right. No, I've definitely seen that boy rock out, and he rocks hard when he does.
Oh yeah, I do.
The last couple acoustic shows I saw, he's got that, he's got that very like those songs that are just very powerful, and it's just like
there's definitely like this massive juxtaposition between who he is off stage and who he is on stage.
yes.
'Cause I met him on stage first, kind of thing, and it was it took me a while to figure out who he was. Off stage was like, oh no, that's not him having a manic episode. That's Mike.
Nothing but love for you, Hatfield.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Hatfield,
one of our biggest listeners.
Hatfield
I
and
know.
I are playing at Togs on the 30th.
Very cool.
Yeah, he was
So
talking
this
about it today.
Saturday.
I'm surprised that he doesn't like Skype in on Wednesdays since
He should.
he listens
He
anyway.
should just show up. Well, I know he can't do that because
Yeah.
he's got his kid. But.
I think he likes listening. He gives us,
He's laughing
More
right
watching.
now.
Yeah, right. That's why I'm making his stuff.
and he can just throw in the jabs through text when he wants.
He does. That's
He
what he's
does.
doing
No,
right now.
he's,
he's laughing.
very
right now.
active.
So Dane, anything happened over the weekend, or
Too much, man.
you want to talk about it, or no?
Oh, I knew it was coming.
You want to keep it private?
No, I'll
No, keep
I'll divulge a little
private,
bit.
keep
No, I
private.
can divulge a
You
little
sure?
bit. I mean, well, so we were talking, outside when I first got here, and I'll share with the audience because it's
Okay.
fun.
All
Just
right.
a little bit. No,
All right.
won't go crazy, but
All right. She's not
no.
listening, right?
what's that? I have no idea. Maybe
Okay. All right.
If she is. That's cool too. No, but like, yeah, no. So on Thursday, the day after last week's show, I got fired from my job, which kind of blew. It was my fault. I definitely fucked something up, but
You know
Shit
what, though? Let
happens.
me interrupt you.
sure.
To actually
Mhm.
get fired and then admit it is the
Mhm.
best thing.
I appreciate that. Thank
It is.
you. Yeah.
That's how I would be. I'm like, you know what?
Well, I mean, what
I would come home and be like, Ricky, I just got fucking fired.
Yeah.
Well, you've done that before.
Well, it was
I know.
funny. I showed up at my open mic and I walked up to my boys, in the 34s, and I was like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Got fired today," and they're like, "Oh shit, man." I was like, "No, it's okay. I feel liberated." Like the next day, literally, I woke up the next morning and like cleaned my room and like actually did productive shit for a little
Now,
while.
prior to you getting
was cool.
fired, did you
Yeah.
feel like you were going to get fired?
No. It was a stupid thing that happened. So I've had a couple of incidents. I was driving a delivery truck, and I've had a couple of stupid little incidentals happen. Like I hit a fence at one point, like because I was trying to pull off to the side of the road for a second to check my GPS, and I cracked like into a fence, and it like damaged the truck. So they had to fix that. I had another time I was pulled up next to our building at the shop where I worked, and there was an awning that I didn't see, and I was in a big box truck, and when I got back into my truck, I went to just like pull forward and like around like a cul-de-sac kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Not knowing that there's an awning there. So I crashed right into it. So that was strike 2. And the third strike was on Thursday. There's this gas station right next door to where I work. It's one of those TA travel centers. And it was, they do this weird thing where they swap.
Did you work in Brantford?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, you know exactly what. Yeah. They do this thing where they swap the gas pumps so that the black is diesel and the green is gas,
Oh,
which is
no.
fine. I've never fucked it up at that place because I know that. But then there was another TA center in Cheshire that doesn't do that.
That's Southington.
Or it's like up in that area. Yeah. And I didn't know that. And so
You
I
put
put unleaded gas in my diesel truck, and they had to tow me back, and they fired me for that. So it was my own fault. But at the same time, like in my defense, it's like, yeah, but it's because this gas station is fucked up with like they don't keep their shit uniform from one place to another.
I drive a diesel, and every time I get gas, that's my biggest fear.
I know. I almost always check. It was just one of those days. I was just autopilot. You just hop out, you just grab the pump, you're like, yeah, whatever, boop, and then it was like before I knew it, the truck was like, I started it up and I was going, and it started kind of sputtering, and I was like, oh, I know what I fucking did. Like right when it happened, I was like, I know exactly what I just did. And
It didn't run?
Nope, it didn't run. And I had to like, well, I shut it down. I called my boss. I was like, listen, this is what I think happened. And I checked the receipt. I was like, yeah, this is totally what just happened. He was like, well, that's not good. I was like, oh, I know. So it took about 2 hours. They told me back to the shop. And then when I got back, my boss was like, would you step into the office, please? I was like, yes, I will. So it was like, it was all very like, it was almost like amicable. Yeah. Like, cause it was just like, I knew it was coming. Like they knew, it was just like, yes. I just shook hands. I was like, thank you for the opportunity. Sorry that I fucked up.
How long were you
I'll
there?
go home. 2.5 years. But it's okay because in that 2.5 years, I never got any kind of raise or anything, and I was promised raises like right from the start.
It wasn't a good paying job.
It was not a good paying job.
Yeah, but you
It was
kept
an
fucking up,
paying
man.
job,
I
but-
mean, you hit that fence, you took out that awning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Well, that's just the thing. That's just the thing, and that was why, like, I mean, that wasn't why I wasn't getting the raises, but it was just like when those things were happening, it was like, well, this isn't affecting anything. It kind of sucks, but like, so it was just a bad situation all around. I'm happy to be out of it now and doing like different things, but. But like that same night at my open mic, then like I met a girl, and that was cool. And so we've been kind of like going on dates and stuff and hanging out over the past weekend, and it's been nice.
Brown
spent
chicken,
the
very
brown
cool.
cow.
But you spent the whole weekend. You're not telling the whole story, man.
We spent all of Friday together, and then Saturday I had a gig with one of the Beatle bands, so I didn't see her. Plus I figured like, all right, I don't want to seem too eager here. I'll take a day off. I won't talk to her. And then Sunday we hung out again. And then we hung out again. What's today? Tuesday?
Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. Okay, so we hung out again yesterday. And then we hung out this morning for a little while. And then,
Does she not work?
currently, no. She's in between jobs as well.
I say we should do that everybody in between job summer.
I like this.
I like it
I think it's
too.
a great idea.
I got a 401 that'll get me through the
Nope.
whole summer.
Nice. I like it.
I might as well.
Yeah, right. Summer
Ricky's like,
vacation.
Ricky's gonna cut you.
You know what we should do?
Ricky wouldn't get mad at the point that I lost my job as much
Yeah.
as she's like, you get to be home and I got to go to work, man.
You're damn right.
Here's what we do. We get the same station wagon that the Griswolds had, and we recreate the movie Vacation, but with us as
Yes.
the characters. That's what we do this
We
summer.
just get a
and
fucking.
broadcast the whole thing.
Yep, exactly.
We get an RV and just go
We make it a
town to
reality
town for
show.
a month.
But you gotta bring Bob in on that one, though.
PPRN
I'll drive.
vacation.
Wait, wasn't this the thing we talked about?
That
doing
was
it?
a good Bob.
We talked about doing it like last year about like getting us one of those RVs you
Yes.
wanted to do, and like
and
Bob's
take a
like, I
tour.
could drive it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it, yeah.
The thing is when I went to Florida with Bob, it was very scary
Yeah.
because like he gets
Did he get road rage?
a little bit,
Mhm.
but he gets mesmerized by I watch him when he's driving. Like he gets mesmerized by the road.
Oh yeah.
And then there goes the 70-year-old mouth. That's when you know he's ready to fall asleep.
Yeah,
Here goes. Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Even with Ricky, when I was driving
Yeah.
to Florida, I'm like, I don't trust nobody
Yeah.
when it's a long distance drive. I'm sorry.
Right. No,
But I think everybody feels like that because I watch you too when you drive.
Oh, I fall asleep a lot. When
I
drive.
know. I remember one
It's hard not
incident
to.
in particular. We almost died. I woke you up.
If
You
I get
remember
enough,
that?
if I
Was
get
coming
enough
home
sleep
from
the night
Wallingford.
before, I'm usually pretty good. But
I like how it's one time and she's been dwelling on it for
Scared the hell
3
out of
years.
me. Yep.
I believe that's called traumatized.
Yes.
You know what kills me is she picks on me, but let's compare driver's license records.
Yeah, but they weren't my fault.
Never their
Oh.
fault.
It
It's never
literally
their
was not my
fault.
fault.
Yeah, all right. So next time you're driving out like with Pete, what you gotta do is those little eggs that vibrate and like they have remote control.
Yeah.
You put one in his ass. Anytime it looks like he's gonna fall asleep, you just go.
yeah.
I used to be able to drive a lot, but since the fucking sleep apnea, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can
Yeah.
drive. I drove to Florida.
Yeah.
I drove to Florida and back. Didn't stop. We didn't stop.
Maybe they drove with the CPAP machine on.
Yeah, that's what I should do.
Sounded like Darth Vader the whole trip.
That was my favorite jobs was to drive.
Yeah. That's why I do it. That's why I love driving.
I
do.
drive all day.
Yeah.
Ricky doesn't understand.
Same.
Like the odds of me having a bad license when I drive all day, it's like it's pretty fucking good. I haven't got a ticket or an accident in 30 years.
But you get a lot of
Nice.
practice, you know.
I drive all day. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I should have a ticket by now.
Yeah.
Or I should have an accident by now.
Knock on some wood there, buddy.
Are we sure that's wood?
This is
Oh,
wood.
that one's wood. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've had a couple accidents that I've taken off from and not got caught. So technically,
And
Those
we're
aren't
admitting that
accidents.
on air.
That's right. You talked about this on Chaz and AJ. Yeah.
technically those aren't accidents.
No.
Just waiting for when Pete finally gets arrested, and they just like whoever has to dig through this show to pull up all.
You can't charge after the fact.
Yes, you can. It's called a statute of limitations. If you're within
It
it,
was 7 years ago then.
Oh.
are you sure that that's the statute of limitations on that particular crime?
Well, murder is what? Never. That's right. Rape is 7 years. So yeah, a motor vehicle accident's got to be 7 years, right?
Could be.
Got to check,
I
check
did
those
get
laws.
caught by the police though with the one with Chaz and AJ. So
No.
that's legit.
No.
That was legit.
No.
So
I don't have any major accidents.
How old
I
is
have
she?
accidents, but she's 21.
you were cradle robber.
I am. Well, I'm only 33.
She hot?
Yes, she is.
She's 21, man.
Describe her
What
to
do
her.
What?
Blonde hair,
Um,
high butt crack.
no. She's naturally a brunette, but her hair is blue.
Oh,
That's
she's
good.
blue.
Yeah, she does the hair dye stuff. I like those freaky.
Do
chicks.
the
I
drapes
always
match the curtains, or you haven't been in the living room yet?
It was in the dark, so I didn't get a good enough look. But
Oh my god, he's telling me more than I thought he would.
Let's see if we can go on his Facebook page and find her. you know?
whoa.
No, he don't do that.
I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of blue haired chicks on my Facebook. I have kind of a type.
He don't.
No, really?
Yeah. Right.
You put her picture up already?
No.
Oh
no.
okay. I didn't think you would be that.
No. I'm not that creepy. Jesus
All right.
Christ.
I figured they might be friends on Facebook and like.
I figured that's where you were going with.
So
Yeah.
wait a minute. You've been to the living room already?
Yeah, but the
I'm
lights
not
weren't
at
on.
liberty to say.
But you just said.
I mean,
Ricky's like, come on, I'm trying to live vicariously through you.
whoa.
She's got to deal with those gray carpets.
Ricky knows. I already told her I'd have a threesome with you guys. I already said this on St. Patty's.
Oh my god! One night she said, I thought she wanted to call you. Like one night she kept saying, "I love Dane."
Oh yeah, because
Oh,
I was
love
I was,
Dane.
I appreciate that.
I was talking to that other one.
Oh, now it's that other one.
I
No.
love Dane. I'm like, all right,
I
blah,
do,
blah, 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 blah.
Dane.
But I love him, Dane.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Ricky.
I heard like 3 times already. They're like, what the fuck?
It's called being a wingman.
Right.
It's like-
I appreciate it.
I'm like, all right, so tell me how much you love Dane.
Yeah, right.
Wait
But
till
she
we get
doesn't even say it that
You're-
nice
you're-
about me.
You're not that. You're not needy at all.
Like when
Pete.
people say, "Who's your husband?" You say, "Oh, that's Peter." Her that day she was like, "But I love Dane."
Aw.
It was exaggerated. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
ah. Me, it's like, yeah, that's my husband.
Yeah, right.
That's my husband.
It's not weird. You're married.
She does lovely Facebook posts about you.
Oh yeah,
Too.
here's Poopy being Poopy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Chaz and AJ, so.
But I love Dane. I felt like you were in the room that night.
Yeah, right. I should have been. No, right.
As long as she doesn't call you Dane during, you know.
Yeah,
Oh.
She don't
that's
call me.
true.
She's not very vocal.
I'm not that vocal.
It's
Ricky-
the new album, Dane During.
Yeah, right. I like that. Yeah.
Ricky's like the water slide at Lake Compounds. It's fun, you know it's there, but you can't hear it.
It's just a big whoosh.
Yeah,
If we ever acoustic duo, you'll be Mike every day. I'll be Dane During.
Dane Duran.
During.
During. You should have her come on one night.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Well, I mean,
It's too soon.
we gotta see. Yeah, we gotta see where things are going first.
It's
I mean,
too
we're
soon.
still just.
Yeah, I mean,
testing the
have you
waters.
been in
she,
the
hasn't-
living-
she didn't even come to the gig, so
Yeah.
bringing her into the
Right.
the basement
Well,
isn't creepy at
when
all.
You
I
got a
told
gig this
her-
weekend?
I had a Beatles show,
Oh, okay.
with the Beatles, tribute band. But actually, the next day when we hung out though, and I like was telling her about it, she was like, "You had a show?" I was like, "I didn't,
See,
I
it's
didn't think you'd
aphrodisiac.
be into it." She's like, "Oh, I'd love to check
See,
that out." I was like,
y-
"Okay,
You people need to be more proud of what you
got
do.
her number while you were running an open mic.
yeah,
Music
rad.
was involved with
No,
the
no,
attraction,
totally.
man.
yeah."
Wasn't like, man, this guy's a great, with logistics.
Yeah.
Does she know
the
you
thing
do
is-
radio?
The thing is, like, she's like really punk rock. So I was like, I don't know, if she'll be like a Beatle person. You know what I mean? It's like it's just hard to gauge that sometimes. Cause I know like Peter, like, he
Yeah.
likes what he likes, and he's not really a Beatles guy. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I meet certain people that are like into something that I'm like,
Yeah, but I'm not
I don't
blowing
know
you.
if that'll what. No.
I'm not blowing you.
No, I know. Well,
If you
Not
want me to.
yet.
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
I love Dan.
Yeah.
But I love Dan.
But
I can see that too. Like, babe, why did you cheat? Because I love Dane.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I love Dane.
you guys, I feel the
Did you tell her you do radio? Because that's kind of
I
an
did.
aphrodisiac.
I did. I told her that that's what I was doing tonight. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm going on radio. She's like,
But she's young. She's like, yeah, you do radio, ew.
"Okay."
Right?
No, she thought it was cool. You
That's
know,
cool.
I mean, hope.
Does that mean she's
hopefully
listening?
checked.
Yeah, but see, now you got to start throwing in.
cool.
I do radio with that guy from POR.
That's right.
That's got to be an
Except it's
aphrodisiac.
on the internet.
I don't like to use my friends that way.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I like that. That's more for me.
fair enough. That's true too.
If
Like,
my
hey.
wife loves you. You got to give me a bone.
Right. Fair.
All
That's,
right.
that's true. That's
I'm
true.
just saying.
Pete's not allowed to use this to get laid, so he
No.
needs somebody else to do it.
That's
Exactly.
appreciated. Yeah.
I built this thing to where you guys could use it for vagina or whatever.
Right. That's
Or
exactly what
whatever.
this is for.
That's exactly. what it is.
But
Did
Then
you hear
isn't the
them?
room the wrong color then?
It should be pink with a gray tint.
you know what?
Great.
We're not gender specific here, guys.
Did you
We're
hear?
progressive? We're progressive. It's a progressive show.
Were you listening yesterday to Chaz
I
and
always thought we
AJ?
were more of an
No,
Affleck.
I
You didn't hear
I
them
slept
kick
in.
Stash out again?
No, they did.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
I don't know. I missed
Oh,
bits and pieces of it, but he
shit.
was being Stash and they kicked him out again.
All right, Wendy.
Nice. That's
I said, all right, Wendy.
Well, I'm saying
nice. Yeah, no.
they
I-
gave him an opportunity and he fucked up again.
Goddamn.
Like they wanted him to do midget wrestling for 420,
Huh.
and he's like, I gotta ask the internet. Like, he's like, I gotta ask the internet, meaning like he's got fans now, so he wants his fans to tell him what to do.
Oh.
And they were all over him, like, how old are you?
Mhm.
Why do you need permission to do stuff?
I did hear them poking fun at that later on the show because I tuned in a little bit later on, and I did hear that part, but I didn't know what it was in reference to. Now I know. Okay.
And then something happened where I was doing my first job,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden I hear, "Get out of the studio, just get out." And then I heard him throw the headphones,
Mhm.
and then I heard Chaz say, "Get out of my studio," like he kicked them out.
Wow.
And then they went on Twitter after, and it said, "We gave him an opportunity, and don't let the door hit you in the ass."
wow.
And then
Well,
today on his page, he was like, "It's so nice to be back in Hartford where people treat me nice."
Huh.
But you became famous of the whole persona just because you were a goofball.
Yeah.
You really didn't think that. What's up, Justin?
Hey.
You really didn't think that it was because you were talented, do you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, they were definitely like exploiting his oddness,
Hmm.
and he should have embraced that. I do. That's why I'm here.
no, we don't treat you like that.
No, I know you don't treat me like that. No. But I'm just saying, I know that I'm
I do it
I'm-
more towards Ricky.
I'm an oddball. Yeah. Oh,
She's the oddball.
that's why she loves me.
She does it to me.
And-
We'll be somewhere and someone will say Street P and she makes the roll into the eyes and she'll go, "Oh, here we go."
I do not.
If you were at Mohegan, you would have been puking.
That's just because she doesn't like Chaz and AJ. She's like, oh, another Chaz and AJ listener. Fuck those people.
No, she hates the fact that people like me.
No, I don't.
If she was at Mohegan Saturday, she would have threw up
Uh,
because there was 30,000 people
yeah.
in the place, and every time someone walked by the table, it was like Street Pete.
No, I'm happy for you. I know you love it.
I think that's cool.
I am happy for you.
I got free pizza out of my name.
Yeah.
Have you tried using that as part of foreplay? Just like just
Street
walking
pizza?
in and be like, "Hey, are you Street Pete?"
Yeah, see, Mike, see.
She walks in. She's like, "Why was I in court today?" You wanna know?
See?
I
Next they'll be like, "Aren't you public access, Pete?"
feel like that's a step backwards.
I feel like it is too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It's
Why?
a step. I would say it's a
Yeah.
step up for what you're doing. But saying I'm on PLR, I'm Street Pete. Saying I'm public access Pete is a different. Yeah. As far
Oh, you
as,
think
far
the
as
name is-
viewership,
Oh.
viewership, man,
Yeah.
Oh, I
you
thought
get far more exposure on Chaz and AJ.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought you meant the. So you're saying the name is bad, not the going on public access, right?
Going on public ass. Going on public ass.
Yeah. Well, he did that already.
It's not bad, but it's like you'd be more popular from PLR than being on public.
I'm not talking about
access.
popularity. I'm talking about ratings and stuff. Wise, like I'm doing it because I think being on the Cablevision system from Greenwich to Stratford is a big exposure. Like,
It's a good step for PPRN.
okay.
But it's not like if I had your resume and I was bragging to somebody, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I got my public access show.
Oh no.
I'd be
I'm
like,
not,
oh, I'm Street Pete.
no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't use that.
Yeah.
I don't even use PPRN for that shit. I don't even use Street Pete for that.
You don't.
I don't. Like when I go to like we were where were we? Oh, my Tim who was doing the furnace Friday. The delivery guy comes. And he had it on PLR and Tim was like, "Hey, you know who this guy is?" And I'm like, "Come on." What? And he's like, "That's Street Pete." And the guy's like, "Oh, I hear your shit." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice, but
Yeah.
I don't like using that.
You want to pretend to be humble. I understand.
He loves it.
I love hearing it, yes, but I don't want to like. Do you know who I am? Type
Yeah,
shit. No.
Just Ricky. Sometimes Ricky finds him in the
She's a
bathroom, just
bitch.
jacking
See,
off.
that's-
I'm Street Pete. I'm Street Pete. I'm
This
Street
is my
Pete."
cheerleader over here. The bitch.
I know you love it.
I love it when it's said. I don't love it when I have to enforce it or have someone say it for
They
me.
should know who I am.
Fuck you guys. Come on, man.
You know,
It is nice when we get free shit.
At least you're not walking around with a shirt that says "Yo, Street Pete."
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I don't have a Stosh Ball shirt.
Yeah.
It's nice though when we get free shit. I got free pizza Saturday.
I
That's
know, it's
cool.
nice.
That was nice.
That is really nice. That's
I was
fucking
broke
cool.
too. I was at the
Yeah.
casino broke.
Nice.
I had $21 on a card that Ricky gave me, and I was out of cigarettes, and I'm like, oh,
I'm so mad that you used that for cigarettes.
because cigarettes at the casino are $20.
Jesus.
Yeah,
God damn.
If you wanted to quit smoking,
yeah. If you want to quit smoking,
go buy.
Just
some-
go to the casino. Yeah.
they make them $20 because they know that you need to smoke when you're
Of
there because of
course.
that oxygen that they pump in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, everything at the casino is goddamn expensive.
If I was
because
gonna
they know
stay
you're
there,
going to pay for it.
if I was gonna
You're
stay there
locked
for a
inside.
week, I'd like buy a carton.
you'd have to buy a carton. Yeah,
But like before I came.
yeah, you can't go there and buy shit. But you know what? They price that because they don't want you to. I don't know if they don't want you to buy cigarettes or. It's like what New York
because
does.
they can.
It's like
No,
when you
because
go
you
to
have to buy them because you're smoking in an oxygen-filled
Yeah.
place and the adrenaline is going. If you run out of cigarettes, well,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to monopolize.
Well, it's
on
the same thing as when you go to a concert or a baseball game and like the food and
Exactly
beer
what
and
it
shit
is.
is like crazy expensive. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, because they know you're gonna goddamn pay it. You're there. You're kind of locked in, you know.
If I just won
Yeah.
$4,500 under the slot machine, yeah, I think I'm going to buy a pack of $20 cigarettes.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
that's when it happens. Like after I hit a jackpot.
Can I get a
or something.
Lucy? Yeah, it's $10.
Yeah.
You're like, I hit a jackpot. I need to smoke. I need to. Ooh. You smoke after sex.
And you have to smoke when you're on these machines or
Dane only smokes after sex.
I never checked.
Austin Powers, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
so I was in
Yeah.
I was in between the shows, so I had an intermission on Saturday, and I'm going around. And you know what I find more? I forgot to tell you what I found more interesting was watching people win. So I'm hearing these two fucking, I don't know, annoying fucking woohoo girls.
Mm.
Woo! At the craps table. Like I've never played a table. I don't know how to play a table. I don't know how craps works. I'm watching these two
Well,
girls.
you take your pants down and you sit on the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm watching these girls, and they're like drunk, and they're like embarrassing. Like if that was your girlfriend, you'd be like, "All right, shut up."
Mm.
And they're putting these red chips on the numbers. And I'm like, oh, they must be hitting. Come to find out the red chips are $1.
Woo!
They're hitting $3 every time the dice. But you would thought that they were hitting the fucking lottery.
Yeah.
And they were being annoying, and they were just like, and they were like slowing the game down. And every time they won, they would kiss each other and high five. Woo!
Yeah.
You know, and they were the girls throwing the dice.
Yeah.
So there was one point, the what do they call him? The house dude or
The dealer.
they
or
have a
whatever,
name. There's not a dealer
yeah.
at craps.
Yeah, I don't know what they call
It's
them.
the whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Well, they're running the table as a dealer. Are you talking about the security?
Yeah. Like the
It's the guy. He's not the dealer because there's no cards, but he's like
yeah,
the,
the,
still
the
the-
equivalent to that.
I think
whatever
you
they
still might
would
call him a
it.
dealer.
Yeah. The attendant.
Attendant,
The attendant.
okay.
Yeah.
he one time he just like, will you just fucking throw the fucking dice?
Oh wow! You get
Did he
fired
say
for
it?
Throw
that
the
shit.
fucking dice. Well,
Yeah.
she was mad because
Yeah.
they were holding up the table. Like there was like a million people around this table.
That's fantastic.
She didn't say fucking. I just
Oh,
she was like, can you just throw the dice, please? Just throw the dice.
Yeah. That'd be me if I was one of those people.
Because every time
I
they
have no
rolled,
patience for that shit. Yeah.
and they weren't even hitting. Like they were like, I don't know how craps work. So
Hmm.
I guess if you hit a 7, the whole table loses or whatever.
7 is like I
I
thought it was
think
the
seven.
winner,
Seven's what you want to
but-
win. Snake Lies is like losing, but I think what happens is you make bets, and then people make bets on what you do, and so I think you can bet against the person too. So,
Oh,
Snake Eyes might be good for somebody, or maybe it is the
Yeah.
whole table lose. I don't know. I've seen it in movies.
I don't
Yeah,
know
right?
craps.
Exactly.
either.
Yeah,
It's
all
like
know
I
about
see
craps is what I
people
see in
put
movies.
chips on certain numbers, or they'll put it on the corner, and
Yeah.
if it lands on that number,
Yeah, and it's like Monopoly,
Well,
where
that's
it's like you
roulette.
want to like roll certain numbers and shit, like
The
but you don't want to
craps,
roll them
whatever they
again.
sort of
I
do.
thought
Yeah,
it was weird.
I would say, oh well, because when you said numbers, and if it lands on that, I was like,
yeah,
that's
you
more
can
like
put a
roulette.
chip. So if it says 7654, you put a chip in the middle, and those chips will cover 7654 too, on craps.
Huh.
Or you
Okay.
can do black or
Mhm.
not black, or you can do odd or even,
Mhm.
or whatever it is in
Huh.
there. But I've never understood how people win money on craps.
Yeah, I don't.
Blackjack, I can see.
Mhm.
Blackjack is a 50-50. Either you're gonna have a good card-
48%.
You think so?
No, that's what it's listed as. 48% chances. The best
Of
chances
winning?
in the house. As far as a game that you're playing against the house, it's the best odds. 48%.
Yeah.
So we're better off doing blackjack.
That's why I play blackjack.
I would play blackjack. If I
Could
went
you
to a
play
casino to do
blackjack?
that.
I don't know. I mean, I would try it, I guess.
We gotta go and like.
I
You gotta
definitely would not play
kind of
poker
learn
'cause
it a
I'm
little bit,
terrible
because
liar.
otherwise, like people at the table will get upset if you don't
Yeah, I
play
know, I
correctly.
know, I hate
like,
that.
but I like blackjack, like a $5 table, because you're not spending a lot of money. If I'm going to spend if I've got $200 to burn and I'm going there, I can waste a couple hours at a blackjack table and like bleed the 200.
Right.
Or sometimes you win, and that's cool too. But like I do it to enjoy it and drink.
Yeah. So $5 a hand. If you lose, you lose $5.
just-
If you win, you win 10.
I don't like going like I would feel awkward sitting at the table and not knowing what I'm doing. That's
The problem is you
that's
gotta.
why I
do-
don't try new things.
You gotta know how to do the pointing thing. Like,
Yeah, right.
I don't want to teach me how to fucking be a card player. Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I won't hit on 17. I know that. All right. I know that's fucking bad. I won't hit on 17.
I like to live dangerously.
Yeah, I was gonna say another Austin
Unless
Powers
the house
reference.
is holding a 10 on the upside.
Yeah.
I'll hit on 17 if he's holding a 10.
No,
No?
I mean honestly, you
You
should
stay on
like
17?
you stop around 16.
Okay.
Well, also because 17, like there's rules where the dealer has to keep going and times that they don't. So if you have 17, it forces the dealer to go and that raises the chance that they'll bust.
Right.
So you don't want to, so it's if you have 17, it's better to stay unless the dealer, I mean, if the dealer has an ace or 10, you're risking it, but it's like, I always think it's much better to hold on a 17.
Stay on 17, but hit on 15.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll have to learn that. Maybe I'll just take $100 one day and do the $5 table for
I think
an
you
hour.
did just learn it.
A nuance, a single point in a number of points.
Do you double down if you get aces?
You can split.
Split, I mean?
So yeah, if you've got doubles, you can split it.
Then you're
Then you're technically playing two hands.
Okay.
Now I want to listen to some Motorhead.
Aces.
There you go. Thank you.
I would love to go to blackjack, throw $100 down, and then just one hand.
Right.
Well, you're only gonna get another 100 back.
When you
but-
do.
but,
Right?
right?
I don't know if it's I think it's more it depends. I don't know. Because there's differences too, because there's actually hitting blackjack And then
Oh, that's
there's
right.
there's beating the dealer. And I honestly I don't remember how it works. So I just play and make sure I don't upset other players.
Yeah, but if you don't hit blackjack, if you put 100 down, you're just gonna win 100 back.
No, if you win, as long as the dealer stops and you beat the dealer, you
Mhm.
win. And if you get blackjack, you win.
Right.
But I think blackjack pays a little more than just beating the dealer.
Mm.
But I don't know if it's always double. It might be just double.
I didn't know
I'm
that.
gonna start getting into Keno too.
Right. Yeah, what's up with Keno? I keep hearing the radio like
So you pick
commercials for that shit. And I'm like, what
They
even
pull
is
they
it?
pull numbers like every 15
4
minutes.
minutes.
It's
Yeah,
4 minutes.
4
So yeah,
minutes,
it's basically like I would put it like gambling bingo, but like
Mhm.
so it's like Powerball, but every 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
I
not
see.
like it's a lot of convenience stores have it.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
bars have it too.
Yeah.
Another thing to suck your money.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
at a bar, I could see playing it at a bar, especially if it wasn't that much of a buy-in, because I'm
Mhm.
sitting there, we're doing something that
Mhm.
I could see it. But like going to a convenience store and sitting there all day playing,
Yeah,
Keno,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the thing is if you bet $1, you only win $1.
Yeah.
Unless there's a bonus, like so.
Mhm.
It was a little wheel,
Mhm.
and then the wheel spins, and then sometimes it'll say 5 times, sometimes it'll say bonus, sometimes it'll
Mhm.
say 2 times, sometimes it'll say no bonus.
Yeah.
So if you pick 5 numbers and those 5 numbers come in,
Mhm.
say you put $5 down, you pick 5 numbers, and say you hit a 10 times bonus, you can win $50.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you can't win a lot of money unless you're. So the more you spend, the more you can win.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird game. Because I was like watching people play it at a bar one time, and I was like, what even is this? Like, I knew it.
It's a way to lose
like,
$100 quick.
Yeah.
well, like I said, I could see it as with a social aspect. I could see
Yeah,
it, but like
yeah.
it's like if I'm going to go to my local convenience store and sit there and watch a TV,
Yeah. That's a little weird. Yeah.
I feel like I'd be more socially acceptable just being in a bar drinking.
I was at the casino Saturday, and I thought I did a little bit better than I thought I would. Still fucked up, but I did a lot better than I thought I would.
That's cool.
You spent $21 on cigarettes and you got a free pizza. Is that what we're talking about?
Basically,
Yeah.
it's hard when you're in there and you're watching people win, especially on the machine that you love the most.
Mm.
The Willy Wonka.
Yeah, Willie.
Yeah.
I've graduated from Willie though.
All right. What do you play now?
Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
Wizard of Oz and Johnny Cash. See,
Cool.
what's nice about Johnny Cash is he plays music while you're winning.
That's cool.
Ring of Fire. If that Ring of Fire song comes on, boy, you're winning some money. Yeah. Me and Ricky get excited when that song comes on.
Nice.
Right?
Maybe you bring that sound clip into the bedroom.
Oh, it's 9:43. Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
We're like past our things here.
And I figured we were going to just go straight through.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
I need a cigarette though.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
$20 cigarette.
Yeah, right. I still got that back.
racist against white. Like I said, this is a complex issue with a lot of nuances, and it's easy to get confused. It's easy to just get angry because it's complex, and people want to treat it like it's a simple binary topic.
Exactly.
I get it.
And both sides. I'm not being a centrist, both sides things, but I mean, it's like, people who hate Trump just because it's fashionable to hate Trump, or they don't like certain things about him, but they don't dig enough. They don't, attack the actual policy. They don't attack actual things. They just latch out and throw tons of shit out there that are just sort of like, they're fluff. They're not worth, if you really want to, if this person really upsets you and you really want to do something about it, do the research, get upset about the right things.
But I get it, because when people call me racist, and like, no one understands, like, when I grew up in the 80s, all I hung out with was black people, Puerto Rican people. That was the thing when you were into breakdancing. We would sit in a circle. I would be the only white person there. Like, I remember this going into a project home. Like, it was the projects, like straight up projects that you would have saw in New York City projects. And I go in, and her father said to me, said to my friend, his name was Slugger. No one had regular names in the 80s. His name was Slugger. And his father goes, "Boy, if I ever told you once, I ever told you twice, don't ever bring a white man in my house."
Oh shit.
And like, if you had said that today,
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, the injustice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why not? Because white people ain't allowed in my house. I'm like, well, I'm not your typical white man.
Yeah.
See, I'm the white man your black children love to hang out with, because I have money, and when we get high, they get money for Burger King and shit. And I made a joke about it.
Yeah.
You can't do that today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I didn't take it to where, all right, he hates me because I'm white. I'm in the projects. I just took it to where he voiced his opinion. Doesn't mean that he hates all white people. He just said something that was on his mind. I came from a different era. I will never regulate what I say, because I came from a different era. Like, Boo and I have topics all the time where I'm always like, Negro or whatever, and this and that, and he understands that. Like, he knows that it's not anything racial. It's just the way I talk. And that's what bothers me, when people are like, "Oh, you're racist," and then I got to use my name ends in a vowel type shit, and I'm darker than you, and it's like, you don't understand racism, because the people that scream racism will never take their girlfriend or their wife to a fucking diner in fucking the north end of Hartford. Or they will never go and hang on a stoop with a 40. Or they will never go and hang, like Ricky and I went to go see Manny, one of our DJs, on Saturday. We were in the middle of the Bronx. Like, we were in a straight up project you would have saw in any movie. Like, I think Manny was saying they film movies there.
Yeah.
Like, to call me racist, and when you don't know where we hang out or who we talk to.
Yeah.
Like, I dedicate a whole day to music with people of all different types, like ethnicities. You know what I mean? Like, my main music is hip hop. Like, you can call me racist. Like, racists don't like hip hop.
They can.
But to dedicate a whole day to different cultures, types of music, is like, how dare you even say that? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that because I don't want to be the guy that's like, I have 3 black friends and I have a past. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But if you were to say to me, where do you want to hang out? I'm like, yo, let's go to a fucking stoop on a hot summer day with the fucking empty soup can and shoot each other with the fucking fire hydrant and drink a 40. That's my type of fun. I can't do that no more because I don't have those friends no more. But like, that's all I hung out with. Is all, when I was DJing, like, I was the only white DJ in an all black club DJing. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, and to hear that shit, and it just bothers me. So,
well, sorry, Rick.
Anybody else think Boo's watching porn and smiling?
No, he's laughing at all my racial comments right now.
Well, say Pete, you certainly don't help yourself on Facebook. Like, you certainly your tone and how you come across on Facebook comes across a lot harsher than what you are in person. But context and things shift. Eras shift. When I was in college, I was in a diverse community, and we told a lot of racist jokes because we were making fun of them. But then I had to realize as I went in my life, and the diversity seemed to drag away from my life, that telling those jokes they weren't contextually in the right space anymore to be telling those jokes, because I wasn't with a bunch of people that laughed, aha, that's stupid. I found I was around people that started to go, yeah. So I mean, but
I came from an era where mama jokes was
Yeah, but I mean,
relevant.
like you're, but on
like
Facebook,
your mama's so black
on
that she looks like a
Facebook, you're-
driveway.
but on
Oh.
Facebook, you're not hanging out in the hood right now. You're not,
I
there's
know.
context, and like I said, you
But how come Boo can understand what I say?
because
but-
Because he
Boone-
grew up
he
in my
knows
era?
you.
Yeah, but these people that you say things to, they like you don't know how to take. You don't know what somebody's tone is when it's in text.
No, to me, and I've told Boo since Boo's been on PPRN like 5-6 years now. We celebrate racism by acting racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how we celebrate it. That's how we
Yeah.
make fun of it by
Yeah.
not having barriers and walls.
Yeah.
And Boo's been
I
on
agree.
board
I-
with
I
that
grew up
since
in
he
that
started.
kind of
Like,
atmosphere, yeah.
and he jokes more about it than anybody. Like, he's the only one that says "stay black."
Hmm.
You ever noticed that?
yeah.
Why? He's the black one. He's the only black one. And when I do it on Tuesdays, you should see people cringe.
Yeah.
Stay black isn't a racist thing. It's just something that the Black Panthers used in the 60s. Stay
Yeah.
black, stay strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Boo is the only one every show that says it.
But there's better context when he's here and you say it compared to some of the shows we've had where it's a very white cast, and sometimes people have had the wrong ideas.
Stay black, yo. But you know what the problem is, Boo? They didn't watch enough Don Cornelius.
Well, they
You know what
and
I'm saying?
they don't know if you're making fun of it, if you're saying it ironically, or if you're saying it with actual real meaning. you
What does
know?
Booth think about that then? You're muted. Okay.
I agree with Michael. What?
No, go ahead.
What?
Good.
I no, I think that people don't know how to take you sometimes because they don't know you.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us know you, and so you waste. Actually, you going about trying to defend yourself is falling on really on deaf ears because they don't know you, and quite frankly, you shouldn't have to defend yourself. It's not as if you're actually going out there deliberately trying to hurt people. You're not, but other people don't know that about you, and so you just let things stand where they are, and also know your audience too. The whole stay black thing, Mike is right. The reason why some people cringe on that is because you're in an all-white crowd and they don't know how to take that. I'm not saying not be you, but I am saying know your crowd and know what circumstances you're in. And as far as your own Facebook page, you can post whatever you want to on your Facebook page, and you don't have to defend it because it's your own Facebook page.
Right.
You shouldn't have to.
But the whole stay
And
black
you
thing, Boo, has
waste
been
your time
since.
trying to defend yourself against people that really.
But the
don't
whole
matter.
stay black thing has been a PPRN thing since year 2. No, actually year 1. We've been saying it, and anybody can go back to the archives and you know what? I heard it one day, and I didn't think of anything being racial about it. I heard it one day and thought it was the most funniest thing because I was somewhere and some dude just got up and said, "Stay black."
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think about it to where it was offending people or whatever, but it's been a PPRN.
Yeah.
See, you have been here 2 years. You've been here just recently. Ricky's only been with me for 4 years. Boo's been with me for 6.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know where PPRN started. Like, do you know who Bree is? No. You don't know who Bree is.
No, I don't think I know Bree.
It was me, Danny, and Bree. We did this shit in the kitchen. Like, this shit started 9 years ago. This show has evolved. Like every week,
I think I met you like 5 years ago. Whenever you were in.
Oh, this was
Wallingford.
9 years ago.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, I first met you. We first came on the
you
show
met
when you were
him
in Wallingford.
right after I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boo doesn't even know who Bree is. Like this.
Yeah.
That's why every week when I talk to you guys, I know it's almost like, oh, he's a brainstorm. You don't understand and Boo has seen you don't understand to keep a podcast going, a brand going, even though it's either not making money or making money. To keep it going, you have to constantly change.
Yeah.
And you guys don't even know the beginning of PPRN. You don't know where I was. Where it was in Winstead, in the middle of a kitchen.
Yeah.
And that's why you ever notice when I start drinking, Boo's like, "Oh, please don't go back to those days."
Yeah.
Boo only knows the 6 years ago. Boo don't know the 9 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to keep building a brand, but what I'm trying to get to is Stay Black has been with me since I started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I started this show as a crackhead.
Mhm.
I was high my first show.
Mm.
I didn't have guests. I didn't ever think it was going to get this far.
Yeah.
Like 9 years is almost a milestone, right?
Mhm.
10 years is a milestone.
Yeah.
Like 9 years ago, there's been podcasts that have tried to come against me and everything else that I've overcome. There's been people, and I'm going to give you a perfect example, and I'm not trying to, and once in a while I like to fucking raise my eyebrows, but I'm going to give you a perfect example. I don't know if you know of a guitarist named Jimmy Bell.
Name sounds familiar.
He's in a band called Samurai Cab. He's also in a band called House of Lords.
Hmm.
They're very big in Europe. He was on my show before Boo, and he was part of the metal scene when that whole fight that we had. They said, "You will never be anything. You will never be nothing.
Mhm.
Your podcast is garbage. It's bullshit. It's this. It's that. You will never be nothing."
Mhm.
And this guy was part of that.
Yeah.
And this was 6 years ago, 7 years ago when I met this guy.
Yeah.
If you watch my Facebook page, Saturday he walks up to where I was doing the PLR thing, and he walks up and he goes, "Hey, wow, you're still at this, huh?"
Mhm.
And I wanted to be me.
Mhm.
You know how hard it is not to be me.
Mhm.
And this Jimmy Bell was. Let me tell you, who Jimmy Bell is. Jimmy Bell lost to Randy Rhoads.
Mm.
Randy Rhoads beat him out to be Ozzy's guitarist. You know how big that is?
That's
He was
huge.
number 2.
That's
He's in a
insane.
lot of bands in a band called House of Lords. He's pretty big in Europe, whatever.
Mhm.
And he says, "Wow, I can't believe you're still doing this."
Mhm.
And this guy would talk so much shit about me.
Mm.
But because he saw the brand that he saw the PLR shirt.
Mhm.
And this is the kind of guy who's so popular. He has 3 Facebook pages that, you know, when you hit 5,000, you got to get
Yeah.
another one. He has 3 of them.
Yeah. Wow.
He went out and we were at a Kiss concert, and he says, "Oh, you're still doing this? Wow, you've come far."
Mhm.
And he hugs me. He goes, "Why don't we take a picture together?" And I'm grinding my teeth, and I'm like, "Motherfucker, you remember?
Yeah.
You remember?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, let's take a picture."
Mhm.
I'm like, "You remember?" And this dude's big. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are young. You don't know. Google Jimmy Bell.
Okay.
This dude is big,
Mhm.
like in the metal scene, Ricky's world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
I
like-
know who he is.
Let's take a picture. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Motherfucker, you remember when you were talking shit?"
Yeah.
Not only did he take a picture, is he posted it on his page.
Mhm.
That picture ended up getting 672 likes.
Wow.
But now,
Mhm.
and I'm not trying to be a dick, I'm trying to be humble, but now all of a sudden I'm Street Pete and I'm PLR. Now all of a sudden I'm relevant.
Yeah.
Because you didn't believe in me. You and your whole fucking metal scene trying to out me.
Yeah.
Boo was around when they did that.
Mhm.
You guys try to fucking put me to the fucking ground, and now all of a sudden you're taking pictures and posting them
Yeah.
and saying my friend from PLR.
Mhm.
Well, it's kind of the business, man. And you have to remember at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah, but these guys almost wrecked me. Like Ricky was there. Like these guys almost put me into fucking
Hmm.
relapsing and like the whole fight at Cook's, right?
Mhm.
I'm not saying it's cool. I'm just saying like that sounds like the business.
To me, that's what do they call that? Not karma, but what the fuck's that word?
Like irony.
No, to me that's like the ultimate. I don't want to say revenge because that's rude.
Yeah.
That's
see what you're
almost like
saying.
the almost big fuck you to you. Like, yeah, you didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that far.
Yeah.
Just the facade of you knowing that I work for PLR.
Yeah.
Now you're putting pictures up. Here's my buddy.
Yeah.
And you get 672 likes on it. It's like,
Yeah.
I wasn't your buddy 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You and your friends almost put me into a fucking deep fucking.
Yeah. It was like
Uh,
when you couldn't do something for them, you weren't worth shit. But now
Right.
that you could potentially do something for them, all of a sudden you're big man on campus.
Right.
I get you.
And it almost put me into a deep fucking relapse.
Yeah.
like that whole fight that I got arrested for and everything. So, but anyways, I smell dick.
Is that magic dick?
You saw.
Did he pull a wand out?
Shouldn't. You shouldn't smell anything.
Don't tempt the fates.
All right, so go check out the travelingtorow.com. Boo just did. What is with that finger? That's a very big. Look at how big that is.
Well, it's
Look at
close to the camera. You know, it's called
Not
perspective.
his finger.
Oh God, is
Because it's
that not circumcised?
that's why it looks big.
You have big fingers like Ricky.
It looks like a big
Is that why you married her, for her big fingers?
I do.
You do have very big fingers.
I just have long fingers. I don't have like. I want to say.
Ooh.
Big
Does it hurt the
fingers.
guys you finger, Boo?
No.
I finally heard the bell tonight. So,
Exactly.
in closing, be humble. Travelingtorow.com. Mike every day. He's got a Facebook page. Check out the 34s.
Thank you.
Two
They-
mics at Toe Talk Tavern this Saturday.
Yeah, Mike and Mike.
or Friday, whatever the 30th is. It's the Saturday. Yeah, 10 to 1.
Is that what
Toe
you call
Talk Tavern.
yourselves?
Two mics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and
it's
Ricky
cute.
might show up
Pretty good. I like that.
because it's date night, and we're trying to stay away from the casino. So we
Yeah, and I'll be home by then.
Oh, you're going to New York?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to work at the Edge on Friday or Saturday.
The Edge.
For Star 99.9.
Oh,
And the 34s, they have a page too.
yes,
Check
we
out
do.
their open mic at Randall's on
That's right,
Thursday nights
Thursday
in,
nights.
in West
Sign
Haven.
up at 6.
I was gonna say, where's Randall's?
Music is 7 to 10.
West
Randall's,
Haven.
it's in West Haven. It's over by the
That's where we were supposed to have our toy drive, but it got shifted.
Yeah. Yeah. The owner gave us his annex location because they had something booked at Randall's. That
Yeah.
night.
Tu madre es una madre.
Mm.
Sim, por favor. Travelingtorow.com if you want a happy ending and a reading.
Oh.
Kidding. I know it's your business.
So you a Patriots fan?
No, Boo doesn't like Boo doesn't like when I associate both of them together.
The Patriots are happy endings?
Because that's business.
No, I get it, Boo. We don't want to. We're not trying to belittle your profession in any way.
No.
Just belittle your sexual
you.
antics. Your little glory hole adventures.
Glory hole.
There were no sexual antics tonight.
It'd be more convincing if you didn't say it with such a big grin.
Especially
He's
that
such
we
a
got
liar.
frozen- we got frozen with the grin up there.
He's such a liar.
You know,
He's
we
got the
love you,
nicest teeth, though. You ever see his
Boo. He
teeth?
does have nice
Okay.
teeth.
Look at his teeth.
Gorgeous teeth.
Gorgeous teeth. Dang, what'd you learn?
Wow. Jeez. It's a tough one.
Gosh.
Oh dear God, somebody help! I don't know. Tonight it was a lot of
Mom! Mom! I'm sorry.
No, shit.
You didn't learn the shit. Just
I
say
didn't learn
nothing.
shit
Okay.
today. Well, no. You know what? I did learn a little bit more about your history with the
Black people?
yes,
Oh,
with the Stay Black and with the metalheads.
Yeah.
I learned a little bit more of that tonight, so that was pretty cool. And I learned that Ricky has a very high crack and loves me.
I love Dan.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I argue with Ricky in Ricky's voice.
Yeah.
Like, I argue.
I don't even have to say anything. He argues with me in my voice,
I
and I
argue
don't
with
have to say a word.
I argue with Ricky in her voice. I have an argument with each other, but she
Yeah.
does not. She
I don't have to say a
participate
word.
in that.
That's fantastic.
Well, that's us marriage in a nutshell.
It's
Mike-
not weird if you're married.
What'd you learn, Mike?
I learned as I'm dialing back, I'm leaving you in good hands because Dane is very capable of expanding your vocabulary.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
fuck that. Mike's dialing back to once a month, boo.
Are you? This is
Yeah.
my first hearing on this.
Now, work is crazy right now, as I was explaining to Pete. I mean, I was always in the office 8 hours a day, but I was only billing about 6 hours a day. And right now, with everything, and it's for the next like 6 months, it's going to be like this. I'm
It's good for your pocket.
I'm billing 8 to 10 hours a day, and I've been working every Saturday and several Sundays. So I'm a little tired and cooked.
Good for your pocket, though. No.
As long as I remember to submit billing.
Boo, what'd you learn? Delayed.
And go.
Well, I told you what I learned. I told you what I learned before, but I also learned that I hate the sound of my voice sometimes.
Why?
I actually listened back last week to our show, and I thought, man, I sound gay. But, man,
Really?
last week my voice was on a 10. And I mean, and again, I try not to, self-hate and, bag bash myself and other people. But I listened back to my voice last week and I was like, man, it just sounds so friggin' gay. So I guess I learned that about myself, and I need to stop beating myself up for what is and embrace and accept what is. And that's it.
He sounds so good.
Yeah.
That's why I don't listen back to shows because I don't want to hear my voice.
That's it.
Ricky, what'd you learn?
I learned Mike's only gonna be here once a month. I just found that out.
I'm like your period.
Oh.
That's not true.
Oh no.
She don't get one.
Yeah, no, I'm on the pill. I made sure that stopped. What else did I learn?
And I'm Pete's period.
Yes, that might be true. I learned Dane has a new friend in his life. That's exciting.
He loves those blue-haired ladies.
I am the supreme ruler of the neighborhood of make-believe.
As long as their teeth don't come out too.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Yeah.
oh, blue-haired ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
nice.
yep. That took me a second. I was like, huh? I don't remember talking about that.
Yeah, it was too dark to see, but he knew the teeth were out.
Yeah. Oh. Got a gummer.
Oh,
Oh, that's Bob's job.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah. Yes. So.
I learned the cutoff point for people is 2 years. So I guess we got another year and 9 months with Dane.
Oh, I feel like I outlasted a lot of motherfuckers.
No. I'm saying that's fine. I understand that people,
And I didn't ghost you.
no, I know. I knew walking up the steps today you were ready to tell me something, but just had a feeling.
Get that gunslinger's.
No, that's
swag.
fine, and it happens. You know what? And then Mike did it the way that no one else did it before, and that's just the way which I respect him. And he told me he didn't just leave.
Well, I've been here for 2 years watching one person after another just dis-a-fucking-peer.
Yeah. So we got Mike, we got Dave Sheehan. That's once a month. That's fine, but I'm glad that we were. And you know what? This show is it's evolved, and no one has hung out as far as Boo has, which I'm very appreciative of. And Boo was like, anytime you need me, I'll let you know. And I love Boo for that stuff. So Boo has definitely hung out. We had our hardship for a year, and that was it's gone. No one knows about that because that's what we did.
Was that when you guys had the abortion?
No, Boo and I didn't talk for a year, but no one knows about that because we don't bring it up.
Except now.
Well, yeah, it's nice to bring up once in a while.
You have to air the dirty laundry.
It's all water.
It's all water on the bridge. Ricky, not Ricky, but I like the way the show's evolving, and not a stab at Mike, but Dane's here now, and it'll be me, Dane, Ricky, and Boo on Wednesdays until we can either get guests or I like the shows that the way they've been going. Like we've had monologue. Like with any show, it's hard to change a format, but I always dread like only having 2 or 3 people. It's like what is it going to be like? But it ends up being the best shows.
All right, now he's watching porn.
Yeah. It always ends up being the best show. I always got to count on my wife when I have a moment to her fuck it up.
Sorry. Did you see his face though?
I always see his face. I ignore it. I know when he's being excited.
I couldn't help it on that one.
I like the way that the show evolves, and it almost in the past 2 months the show's almost became all new characters, so which is great because that's how PPRN is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fresh and new, and it wouldn't have lasted 9 years. And we're going at 9 years next month, so in May. So
when Pete started, he didn't have gray hair.
no, I did.
Did
I had
you?
a pipe though.
You didn't.
I had gray hair. I've had
You
gray
did?
hair for almost 10
I was
years,
gonna
15
say,
years.
yeah.
But I like the way that it's evolving, and And you know what? And it's like, and I understand that people have lives and they got to do stuff, but and look at me. I mean, how much I've blown up in a year. So, just to know that everybody that when you are on this show, that I treat you like family, and just because I'm at the next level with PLR doesn't mean that if they get offer me something, I'm gonna forget you guys. I don't want anybody to ever think that. And I've noticed since I've started doing Street Pete that a lot of things have changed. So that's just my opinion.
So you
I
know,
don't-
if I'm leaving you now, it's not because I want your money.
No. It's not that. I just know people. I don't know if people are afraid that I'm gonna end up leaving or whatever, and that's not the point. So I'm just saying that's my opinion, and it might not be true, might be true or not, whatever. It's fine. But I always treat everybody as family. That's why I talk to Laura as I did today. It's like, you know what? Shut up. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to shut up. You're annoying. We've told her this. Well, you guys aren't even on the mics. We've told her this. Shut up. You're
I
not.
have to go back and read all this.
You're not. You're not making your case. You know, I tried playing Cupid last week, and now I wish I never did. But anyways,
maybe she changed her hair to blue. You know?
right. So, Boo, we love you. We'll see you next week.
Love you, bro.
You and your high hipped Wonder Woman shirt.
Love you. Yes, I will see you all next week. Love you. Bye.
All right. As we say at every show,
And by
buddies.
the way-
Go ahead.
Before we go, I just wanted to make sure that Mike and I are okay.
Oh, we're good, Boo. I wouldn't be like angry at you on the air if we weren't good, man. I was like, that was just good material.
Okay.
And wait
Okay.
for it.
That's all.
It was
you,
funny,
Boo.
though, Boo. I like that. I love the way you stab at people. I love that. If we didn't stab at each other, we wouldn't be a family.
It'd be a very boring show.
You know what's funny is because Mike didn't see it until someone pointed it out today. It's been up for 5 days.
Oh no,
right?
I saw it when it got posted, man.
Oh, you
I
did?
saw that because it's right after I said I'm gonna try to, but I can't guarantee it.
Oh, it was immediate.
Oh yeah, it was
It
right
was
after that. I was
immediate.
like, motherfucker, throwing that gauntlet down.
It was immediate.
He just gave it the hard pass.
Well, I was like, I just like, do I not show up to like be a man? I don't like how do I respond to this aggression?
That's why Boo is so awesome for this show because that shit like that was like what?
Wild card.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. We have no guests again.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So no, we have us.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
have
matters.
us. We'll make a show.
You know, worst case, you just blow Dane on the video. you know.
Yeah.
Ricky will.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna be from. And I really hope that girl's not listening.
Yeah. Who's Ricky?
Yeah.
Are you gay?
Yeah.
That's what's funny. I want Ricky to blow me. Oh, I didn't know. I'm so glad you're so open to this.
Hey, he could be bi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, everybody. Good night. We'll see you later. Have a good week. Mixtape Saturday. Bye,
Stay
boo.
black, y'all.
Stay black, y'all. Yeah, we said that. Yeah.
Awesome show, guys.
Yep.